first clip was of our champion from day one, which was OPT in that boat with the black in the front right there. Yes. That's our winner yesterday. Yeah, and there was a lot of surf.
There's a ton of surf, especially early out. We saw the tide was pulling out, and as soon as they got mid-channel, we started seeing a lot of bumps, a lot of great surfing, and good opportunity to kind of increase the lead and create some separation. But again, Air Tahiti coming in second. Right there on screen is OPT. They had an awesome race.
Beautiful stuff.
Great course. They took a different line compared to our third place finishers, Shell Va'a, right there on screen. So
yeah, there was a little bit of conflict in our reporting in that middle part of the race. The TNTV gang was following Shell Va'a, and they were calling Shell Va'a in first place. And as these two crews, these two gangs were we got guys saying we have no audio on this. Okay, great. Okay, we're back on. Anyway, the Shell gang was in one area, and OPT and Hawaiki Nui was in another area. And as they began to converge, as they're approaching Raiatea, it was updated. The report was updated that indeed OPT was in the lead, followed closely by Air Tahiti Nui. This is the women from Team Hawaii. Congratulations to them for coming in first place in the women's race. That's Team Hawaii, and in second place was Kalahui Kai, and in third place, that was Teva, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And then following in fourth place, we seen the champions, returning champs was Ihilani, it looked like, coming in fourth place. So today's going to be an interesting one because as we follow day two, we will get some various reports. The women and the juniors are only racing for day two. So this is their championship day. So that's something to consider. But Team Hawaii women currently leading in first place, followed by another Hawaii team, Kalahui Kai, and then, of course, Team Teva in third place. So great job by our women racing from Hawaii. Again, there was about 4 teams representing Hawaii. And
4 women's teams.
Yeah, 4 women's teams. And we have 1 Hawaii team for the men's program.
Yep, they had a good race yesterday, able to come in, I believe, 18th in the open men's division. Looking for a great day from them. But as we watch the women finish here, man, like you mentioned, they only raced 2 days.
Right.
Today will be their second day, will be the end of their Hawaiki Nui at the end of today. We're looking for great stuff again from Team Hawaii, seeing if they can pull off the W, bringing home the trophy to the Hawaiian Islands. But also, here's a quick shot of the Team Hawaii men working their way across the channel between the 2 islands on day 1 here. Some nice smooth paddling from the guys. We were able to get some video from our buddy Jimmy Austin, getting an update for these guys. And so great to have Hawaii participation, but kind of impressive that there were 4 women's crews entered. It was almost like a quarter of the whole field.
Yeah, that's correct. I think it was
a quarter or a fifth, something like that.
Just quite a bit of participation on the women's side. And, just as we've watched throughout the entire day, we've been getting some updates on both the women's crews and the men's crews from Hawaii. Also, an outside crew from Japan. We'd love to get an update on them to see how they did. That was pretty cool to see them, yeah. And just kind of building up this entire international field is definitely something that's starting to happen over time. But right now it's day 2.
Yeah.
I'm excited because we're going to see if OPT can hold on to their lead, as well as if Air Tahiti can actually reverse that. And we'll see how Shell does because last year Shell actually won this leg last year. So it's going to be a really good telltale to see if there's going to be any changes in the podium stances or if anybody's going to increase the time difference, because remember, it's all about accumulated time, and that's what the final outcome would be.
So it's important to note that the winner is the cumulative times over 3 days. So every day is important. Right. And although you might not win on a particular leg, if you are close, it gives you a better shot for the following days. Now, there was a nice little gap between first and second and third place. It was about 1.5 minutes, almost 2 minutes. And then second and third were right there.
Right.
But now fourth place in the open men's division was something like 7+ minutes back. And so you really begin to kind of suss out that these top 3 crews, being OPT, Air Tahiti Nui, and Shell, are kind of right in the mix. It's still very much anybody's game, and a minute and a half, a time less than 2 minutes, is something that you could definitely be able to make up. Is definitely within striking distance over a 3-day race.
Yeah, absolutely. And today we're looking at, again, just about 18 miles of competitive racing. And for many people that maybe are not in the VAA community and are just new to races in distance, this is actually a sprint race. This leg is considered more of a sprint for these paddlers, and it's going to be a big challenge.
So shed some light on that for us, Mike. Talk real quickly about the 3 different days and the distances.
Yeah, so basically what we're looking at is if we have to accumulate time, we're looking at about an average time of 11 to 11 and a half hours of accumulated paddling.
Total paddling over 3 days.
Right, over 3 days. Yesterday we saw just a little over 3 hours, so we saw a 3-hour 20 finish roughly.
And that's kind of like the middle distance race.
Right, so...
And today?
And today we're looking at just about 2 hours.
So today is the shortest distance that they'll race.
Yes.
Okay. And then tomorrow, the last day, is the big distance. It's probably something in the neighborhood of 36 miles, something like that.
Yeah, we're looking at about 4.5 hours of racing.
Wow.
At least 4.5 for a lot of these paddlers.
Wow.
I mean, we see this go to about 6 hours or so for some of the paddlers coming in towards the tail end.
So that's why you're saying in comparison to today is a short distance, today is a sprint. And the level that these outrigger athletes are at, some of them can like sprint for an hour and a half, 2 hours. They can really lay it down for that long.
Right. And it's, so we've been talking a lot about and getting some feedback on some of our crews that are either down in Tahiti or maybe previously that have raced. And what we're seeing is in general is there's a lot of strategy involved based on however many paddlers you have on your team. So for example, let's take Air Tahiti. If you have 12 paddlers, you can rotate your paddlers however you would like throughout the 3 course days. But there's a lot of strategy.
Right. And so just so that people can really understand that there is, you could have up to 12 paddlers on your team, but there's only 6 that race every day. Every leg is iron.
Yes.
But your full team will be pulling from those 6 from those 12.
Yeah, that's correct. And, really looking at yesterday, we saw again, we're looking at 28 miles of paddling and, you want a little bit of power in there, a little bit of endurance. Maybe not somebody that's more on the sprinting side. You might kind of keep them as a reserve paddler for day 2.
Real quick, let's mention right here. There was this is a it's 3 or 4 man. This is called holopunis. These canoes, they're trimaran style sailing canoes originating on the island of Kauai here in Hawaii, and they have a racing series down in Tahiti that is operating kind of in conjunction with this event. They have several different races throughout the year, throughout their season. One of them takes place at the same time as the Hawaiki Nui. Now, congratulations out to a team from Hawaii who actually took first place on yesterday's leg, the first leg. I think that was Ikaika Kincaid. Who else was? Yeah, Carmel Day and was it Chad was in there? Or Chris? Yeah. Okay, so 3 Kailua boys going over there and making a statement and having a great race yesterday. So we wanted to explain what the reason why you're seeing this sailing canoe and give props to our Hawaii boys that represented the Hawaiian Canoe Racing Association really well there on those holopuni canoes. Here's another one coming into the frame. Again, they're built. I'm not sure where they're built, but they're definitely designed and originated in Hanalei, Kauai. And these are fun little boats with a furling sail, really stable. They're kind of built pretty light, and they can move. And they do some really long legs in this racing series. Like they'll race one that it's like through the night they got to race all the way till the next day. So kind of cool. And here's a shot of some of our paddlers getting ready. That was Team Hawaii earlier, the women.
Yeah, so we're getting a little bit more of that preparation for day 2. And, of course, we have the coaches talking, but none other than, EDT's one of the best coaches that you can ever paddle for right there on screen. But right now we're just watching a little bit of the preparation and hearing a little bit of the interviews there. But Koulu Luvai right there. Yeah, so just again, we're just getting a little bit more of the recap on a little bit of what of our paddlers were expecting for day one and day two of racing. And as we get some of this simulcast feed, just so for our viewers that are watching, we don't have any control over the cameras right now with anything that's happening. We're just giving you that play-by-play feedback that we see. Right now, currently on the water, we've got our veterans. It looks like our veterans were getting set and they're getting ready for their starting course. Once we get the update exactly what time we'll start, we'll go ahead and make sure that we fill you in. Obviously, what you're watching on screen is a little bit more of that playback from yesterday's race from day one. So right now we're just doing a lot of recap and giving you some of our inside talks, but right on screen is Heri Mama, an absolute legend in paddling. We've seen him in his 2013 video explaining a little bit inside EDT, and one of my favorite YouTube videos to watch and learn a little bit more about Hawaiki Nui. And they have an excellent program, and they came to Hawaii for the IVF World Sprints and absolutely dominated in the junior team. So that EDT team is absolutely on a tear with their juniors.
All right, apologies again for that little audio issue we had going on earlier this morning. Hopefully, you can all hear us now and are able to follow along with our broadcast. We're going to be having the start of the men's race coming up shortly here. A simulcast shared with us from Tahiti Nui Television down in Tahiti. But first, we're going to have a quick commercial break. Thank our sponsors, but we'll be right back.
Of course. It's the number one V6 we go to when we talk about the Matahina.
Maybe for him it's heavy, but for us it's very light because in Tahiti we can increase the speed, The canoe is more adapted in a long distance.
When you are steering it, like you are able to manage the steer easy, she change her way very easy. I feel very comfortable on the canoe, and I love the glide of that canoe.
It was awesome to see the Matahinas do so well. They glide super smoothly. It's like cutting butter.
Inside in the lagoon or outside and in the ocean, it's a canoe ways easily in every kind of conditions. This is the best canoe right now at this moment. Yeah.
For sure, the new Matahina is amazing.
Around the world and in every type of water, the Are Tahiti Matahina is at the front of the pack. Get yours at shopoutrigger.com. Zone Media is proud to be celebrating 20 years of Hawaiian Extreme Sports TV, Hawaii's leading action sports program. 10 years of Ocean Paddler TV, dedicated to perpetuating the sport and culture of paddling. Our groundbreaking and cutting-edge live broadcasts have made paddling and surfing spectator sports, showcasing Hawaii's heritage to the rest of the world. Zone Media is the world's leader in Hawaii-based action programming. Let us help you grow your business or sporting event. If you love the water, you'll love Outrigger Paddling. The absolute thrill of paddling a canoe, connecting with nature, the community of a canoe club, getting fitter, stronger, and happier. Find out why more and more people are enjoying traditional rudderless canoes. Go to areoutriggerworld.com and we'll help you get started. All right, welcome back to our Ocean Paddler studio here. We're going to try to fix our, bring Micah in a little bit there. There you are, buddy. There he is.
In there.
Okay, cool. All right. So we're it's a low manpower gig over here at the Ocean Paddler Studios on Oahu, but we're so lucky to have the simulcast of the Hawaiki Nui Va'a 2024 here live. Mahalo to TNT TV and the Hawaiki Nui Va'a Racing Association, and especially Are Tahiti for supporting this simulcast. And you can see it looks like our men's division are beginning to come to the line. And as we had talked about yesterday, Micah, I see you checking your watch, checking the time, but they are very organized.
Yeah, they're very organized. They're on time. Again, there's a lot of loading periods, so it's pretty much like a 10-minute loading phase where all the boats have to get towards the starting line. Then there's a 2-minute warning, and the race can start within any of that 2 minutes. So really, once they get on the line, the goal is to always stage everyone as close as they can. As you can see, they're very much organized and ready to go. But currently, if we get just a blow up on just the start of this upcoming race, it'll be a great opportunity to see what it looks like out there. You can get an idea of how many canoes are racing. As far as we understand, if you're watching on screen on your upper upper left hand side, you see the 40s and 50s division. That's your men's 40s, your men's 50s. We refer to them here in Hawaii as Master Division. But we've got veterans 40s and veterans 50s. These are the gentlemen who laid the foreground for a lot of these young paddlers that are up and coming. And so many of these men racing are, the fathers and uncles of all the juniors and all of the men that are racing right now. So, again, there's a lot of talented teams in the likes of course, none other than the one Peperu, which is Manuteo Owen and his team down there. They're having a strong race and doing really, really well. But there's a lot of opportunity to watch these men really just they go all out, and it's again the same course for these 40s and 50s. There's 6 minutes until we start this course.
Yeah, and I noticed after watching yesterday's start, both of them, that it was kind of really neat how there was no real creeping up on the line. Everybody just kind of gets there and does their thing, and they don't get too excited about what's going on. And it was kind of cool to watch that and see how controlled and organized it is here. I guess they've learned over the years that the association has no qualms about handing out penalties for early starting.
Yeah, so definitely you still have to abide by all of the rules and regulations put in place, whether it's a starting buoy or a turning buoy or anything near that type of understanding. So as you can see, like you said, people are just going to line up. They're just staged out there. Conditions look pretty favorable. It's a little bit more on low energy right now, but the wind is up. I heard it was a little bit more along
look at that flag right there.
Yeah, they said it was kind of tracking in about 25 miles per hour on the gust here and there. So, of course, we'll get more updates throughout the day exactly what that weather is like down there, so our viewers know. There is quite a bit of wind coming in and out. As far as it being a problem for these paddlers, we won't really see that until probably after the start and they get outside into the channel ranges here.
Okay, so on the top left of your screen, you're going to see it counting down from about 4.5 minutes. And again, on the left, that veterans 40s and 50s basically here in Hawaii would be interpreted to be the Masters 40s and 50s division. The men's 60 plus races the women's course along with the juniors, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So right now, currently, we have the veteran 60s, the women's race, and the juniors. They have already started. So there is a second course that's happening right now, and the women have started. So we saw earlier Team Hawaii that won yesterday and Kaluikai coming in second. Those women's teams have already started. So unfortunately, we're not able to cover the women's or juniors, but we do have some footage that we will be sharing of the women's race throughout the day, and we're just excited to kind of share that with you. And I do know there's some junior boys that are from Hawaii racing currently, and we'll send some footage of that as well and get you guys some updates throughout the entire day.
Okay, we're going to get a quick video that was sent up to us from some of our gang helping down there in Tahiti. This is a right-hand side of your screen. Day 2 women's start.
And as you can see right there, the field is probably about 8 to 10 women's crews currently. There is 4 Hawaii teams out there racing. But again, this is day 2. That was the women's start. Looks like right there on the inside is a shot of Team Hawaii, and it looks like outside of that it's going to be Kalahui Kai potentially right there. But again, just right now on screen, that was your women's start. So really fortunate to get some video sent to us.
Yeah, cool.
And you can see the conditions look very favorable. And just a big shout out, thank you, Andrea Moeller, for sending over that video to us.
Updates from her and Uncle Mike Spalding, Lauren's dad, just kind of how the crew is doing and some video, and so mahalo to them. We who we got in that crew today? I know we had written it down for the Team Hawaii who came in first yesterday. If anybody out there that's watching knows what the crew list is for the Kalahui Kai gang, they're gonna be we're gonna be looking to see where. We're getting it together, folks, real quick. Women's list. Do we have it? Do we have it? Do we have it? Okay, so today we got Alana Gu Frazier. We got Kristen in there, both of them from the island of Kauai. Monica.
Yeah, Monica Escobar. We got Beata. We've got Lauren and Lori Nakamura.
So a lot of these ladies have raced before. I know Lauren, Lori, Alana, and Kristen are four of the mainstays of Team Bradley, right? Of course. And then Beata is a really athletic, tall girl, and Monica Escobar is a great paddler too. I'm not sure how they are lined up there, but pretty sure Lori's steering.
Yeah, definitely. But for sure, these women are really strong paddlers. Team Hawaii came out firing yesterday. 2 crews definitely putting in great work. And we'll get some more updates. But again, the women's race has started, as well as the junior men, which is your 16 under men category, as well as your veteran 60s. But a great video sent to us from Andrea. But right now, currently on screen, guys, we have our departure about to happen. This is going to be your veterans 40s and 50s, and they started. That is your race start. There we go. We're 4 seconds in. So this is going to be day 2. We have officially started day 2 with the men's division, your men's 40s and 50s right there on screen. So as you guys are watching, do remember that they're starting about 10 minutes ahead of the Open, which is going to be your senior Open men that are coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right. And as you can see there on the top left there, that's going to say Etap 2 is basically day 2. 27 kilometers is the distance they're covering today.
Yeah.
That's pretty far.
Yeah, it's about 18 miles for the mileage if you're in miles, but it's about 18 miles there.
Okay.
And, man,
it's kind of like a Queen Liliuokalani race.
Yep. And very similar conditions, if you will, I would say, to like a Queen's race, where you'll get a little bit of bumps, a little bit of action as we get around Taha. And, man, this race is my favorite race of the day. It's because, one, it's continuously action. There's a lot of battles. You can keep it close, and you won't see too much separation between the elites. You'll see a lot of close battling. Last year, day 2, we've seen a lot of little, I would say, collisions. We definitely saw boats kind of push in on other crews. So that's why I like this day. It's a lot more just intensity.
Beautiful stuff. Again, this is the start of the men's 40s and 50s, and we're looking to have just a gorgeous backdrop all day long as they leave. I guess would be like downtown Raiatea right here, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe later on we'll get a quick map of the course, but it takes them kind of through some lagoon area in between the 2 islands.
Yep.
They finish up on Taha, correct?
Yeah, they're going to finish up on I guess more on the northern end of Taha. They're just going to basically come out of Raiatea, circle around, and go basically half of the island on Taha. So we should get a map update shortly. But right on your left-hand side, you see our senior men. They are getting ready. They're staging on the line. But we'll get you a lot more updates throughout the day as, man, this is going to be a good one. This is really going to be a fast race and a lot of excitement.
Look at these guys, top shape, man. They are out there. Look like somebody has jumped out to the lead there, to the right of our screen. But and you can see in the red, they're saying that it's just under 8 minutes for the start of the Open men's race. The senior, they call it the senior home, is basically what we would translate to the Open men. 18 to whatever, right?
Yep.
As long as you're able to keep up.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of young talent and young blood in a lot of these crews this year. We've seen obviously a lot of changes in some of our top crews with some new names on there, and but currently on screen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, we have our men's 40s and 50s. They have started their race for day 2, and you can see right there. So they're gonna come out of that channel and head in between the islands, and they'll be racing around Taha. So just a beautiful course, a lot of great scenery, and very, very good conditions. It's really good conditions here. But right now, just, man, perfect water. Just a lot of it's going to be a good race. It's going to keep it really close and tight, not too much things affecting the boat, if you will. And but we're going to see some beautiful paddling by all of these crews here.
God, look at that. So what you're seeing out in the distance there is the next island. That's Taha, correct?
It looks like it's a smaller island nearby, and then as they round it,
around the corner, there's an okay, thank you. Yeah, so these couple of islands are really close to each other, right? Raiatea and Taha.
Taha, yeah,
close.
they're all close. Yep. This one is really close, and as you can see, they're gonna come out through that channel there and circle out and go towards the left and right around. So it's gonna be a great view of all of the islands that are close by, and
beautiful.
Just, I mean, if this doesn't get you excited to go and race from one island to another, then I don't know why you're in canoe paddling. This is what it's all about.
Yup, great paddling in the foreground, beautiful scenery in the background. Mahalo again to Tahiti Nui Television for sharing their broadcast with us so that we can bring this incredible event, Hawaiki Nui 2024, to the English-speaking world. And mahalo to all of you that are joining us either on our Ocean Paddler Facebook page or perhaps on our YouTube. Don't forget, we also can get you onto the TV in your house through Adventure Zone Sports Network. That's through your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV. Log on there and look for Adventure Zone Sports Network, and you can find any of our live broadcasts and or any of our stuff that we've recorded over the years, past shows on Ocean Paddler and other interesting extreme sports and ocean sports. So again, that's Adventure Zone Sports Network.
Yeah, and I think for just all the viewers, I think compared to day one, you're going to see a little bit more of that intensity that we're talking about. Obviously, all the crews still really close to each other. Again, this is about little over a 2-hour race for most of these paddlers here that you're going to see on screen today for the men's race. But you can really see right now there's a lot of the rate is definitely quicker than it's been the last couple of days. And right there on your left-hand side, we've got about 4 minutes until the start of the open men's race. They are all lined up. Again, we got about 42 canoes lined up and ready to go for day number 2. And I'm excited to see exactly what happens up here on the podium as, again, OPT coming in first place yesterday, followed by Air Tahiti. And then in third place, we had Shell. So your top 3 teams in that category is going to be a tight race to watch. You're definitely going to want to see if there's any changes there, but definitely right on the outside chance. We've got Huahine that came in fourth, had an excellent race, and then following right behind them we had Hina Raurea and Enviropol doing really, really well as well. But it's going to be a great race, a good battle, and we're going to finally get to see exactly who's going to take day 2. So if this is what you tuned in for, get ready, because we're about to have the start of our senior men. They're going to be starting in about 3 minutes. So this is what everybody's kind of tuned in for. We're about to see that battle of the top teams for the senior men.
All right, we're back. We're checking on our Facebook app here, trying to see who's logging on, who's watching this live race. We have Kauhane Lee saying mahalo, Ocean Paddler. Hey, great to have you with us. We have a whole bunch of folks. But the Hawaiki Nui Va'a, mahalo to them. Catherine Fuller's joining us. Tom Fishbeck, all of you guys, mahalo for joining in to check out our simulcast of this event. And there we have it on the right of your screen would be our open men getting ready to start their race. And again, this is going to be about a 2-hour deal, right? So if you want to be able to share what's going on with your friends, go ahead and send them to our Facebook page, Ocean Paddler TV. Or, of course, our YouTube, right?
Yeah, we got it live on YouTube. So, of course, you can subscribe to our channels on YouTube as well as, all of our other platforms.
Adventure Zone Sports
Adventure
Network.
Zone Network. And then, of course, for us right now, we are getting a simulcast. We're getting the live feed from Tahiti Nui Television. It's giving us an opportunity to call out a little bit more about what's happening here in the race for you. But this is it. We are a minute and a half away from day number 2 start, senior men. We're going to see who's going to go ahead and take this. But look at this drone shot here. We've got 42 canoes out on the water, and they're lined up, ready to go. Look for the teams that you're probably going to try to chase down. Team Hawaii is racing in an all-white canoe. I believe they're
white canoe, white ama.
Yeah, white canoe, white ama, and Team Japan. But right on screen, we've got OPT to your right, and we've got Team Air Tahiti right there on your left. Again, this is your first and second place teams. So obviously cameras are on. You can see these are camera angles right from the Yako.
All right, we have the black flag. Here it comes. That means less than a minute.
Yep, so black flag is up. They're going to get ready to start, and it's go. It's a green. We have a green flag, and it is go time. This is it. All right, gang, so that's your start of day 2.
Wow, look at all that white water coming. It looks like they're burning out.
And
it's like the props of a engine.
And this is it. This is the sprint. This is what we were talking about. And it looks like maybe on this outside, closest to you on the screen, on this bottom side, I believe that could be Shell. Again, they have an all yellow canoe. Mm-hmm. You can't miss it. But on screen, what a great shot of OPT and their race start, man. Look at that. They
are going, bro. They are going.
So
that's important too. I think, in a race where you have, you're covering a lot of coastline, you want to try to get in the right spot. You need to be on the inside of certain turns and stuff like that. I think getting out and getting the lead into clean water is kind of important too. You don't want to be jockeying around with other canoes, worried about, tangling amas and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, some of the things you're going to notice, though, on this one, not as many chase boats will be intertwined because the distance is a lot shorter. It's a little bit more manageable. But as we get more outside of Raiatea and heading towards Taha, we'll get a little bit better angle of everything. But right there on screen, it looks like Toa Mak right there. Toa Mak is obviously outside a team from outside of Bora. And, man, they have a really strong crew. Fortunately enough, there's another couple of Bora teams on there as well. And they come and they put down. And they have 2 teams right now in the top, I believe, 10. They're 10-12 area, so they're hoping to touch maybe top 5 at some point here. But of course, strong start from all of these paddlers.
So besides the top 3 finishers right now being OPT, Air Tahiti Nui, and Shell Va'a, who else are you going to be looking at today, Micah? Who are you going to be looking at good performances from?
I think we're going to see a lot of great performances, but right now, based on kind of what's happened in last year and the year before, but I think we're going to have another strong showing from Huahine. Huahine has got, obviously, Kevin, CJ, captain of that team and that crew.
Saran Jerusalem, right?
Yeah. I think they're going to have a really good race. But Enviropol has been doing really, really well. And
they had about a 4th or 5th finish yesterday.
Yeah, they got, it looks like they got 6th place overall, okay. But they were strong off the start. But I think we're going to see OPT having a great race again, as well as Air Tahiti. Those 2 teams are definitely going to stay within striking distance of one another. They're definitely not going to lose sight of each other because, of course, that was the closest battle for the first place.
Correct.
But Huahine, again, I seen them in the middle of the screen, but right there we've got Shell looking like they're settling in. They're holding a good, rate and pace right now. And Toa Mach just, right on the outside of them.
But you can look at a difference in the stroke rates. Toa Mach going at it way harder, way faster rate. But Shell Vai seems to be staying ahead of them with a slower, longer stroke, which is important in any type of distance race, even though this is, like you said, considered a sprint of distance races.
Right. But again, the good thing about a race it's a little bit shorter of a course. It's 18 or so miles. You're going to see a lot of closeness, but I'm really loving the GoPro kind of angles here that we're getting of the teams that are racing. So Air Tahiti on screen, just a very strong and talented group of paddlers here. Of course, their captain, Kyle, big-time V1 champion, and has been holding the team in really high regards. And they're having a great race. They had a good race last year, but I think for me that's one of my favorite teams to watch. I think they're going to have a really good showing today. And then it looks like in that green and a pink amo or reddish amo, look like Team Huahine on the outside there. But
in green boat, pinkish amo, right?
Yep. And but
that's
again,
Shell
Shell
Vai,
Vai,
of course, in the lead by just a half a boat, and next to them is.
Oh, I think it could be Arue, but I'm not too sure. I'm just.
And behind them in red is Toa Amok.
Yep.
And then
OPT
on the inside. And inside of them, I believe I saw Air Tahiti Nui. So they're kind of breaking away into their own little pack out here, trying to kind of establish clean water. But is there an advantage, to being able to stay kind of right on the back edge of that other canoe? Can you kind of draft them? Is it like, let those guys pull you along a little bit?
Yeah, you'll see a lot of that idea of drafting one another, and you can see kind of everyone's drafting more to the inside. Of course, just like any type of location when you're coming in an inlet, you'll definitely get that current. You'll get a little bit of that pull, whether it's inside current or something pulling out with the tide.
Okay.
But these canoes can track extremely well. It can pick up the smallest bumps, and it can hold the entire way out. So, of course, if you can get a little bit of that draft line, you're definitely going to take it. But if you end up behind 4 or 5 canoes, then it might be harder because now you're kind of getting a little bit of everything. So we have on screen, looks like your looks like your Veterans 40 on screen. Look like they settled in quite nicely. And again, they are about 15 plus minutes into their first race here for day 2. But right there on screen is the list of all the names. We've seen names in there, Tenauris, the Vohi family.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, right now on screen, they look like they're obviously having a really great and strong race.
Nice and smooth. So these are your veterans.
Yeah, it looks
like
a
40s or a 50s crew?
They said this is the 40s crew, so it looks like they've settled in quite nicely. Have a really clean, nice long stroke in that, and they've settled really, really clean in there. So we're getting the split screen. So for those of you that are viewing,
I hope I paddle that good when I'm 40.
For those of you viewing, you can see on your bottom side of the right-hand split screen, it says Veteran 4050. That's how to identify what you're watching on screen. Left-hand side, we've got the senior men. Again, that's our big race that we're following. We see Shell out in front. Shell has won this leg last year, so I'm assuming this year is probably not going to be any different for them. That's their goal, is to just come out firing, kind of close the gap from day 2.
Yeah, well, after yesterday, they need to respond.
Yeah,
right. This is their race to lose right now.
Yeah, and of course on the inside, we've got all those top 5 teams that were in it yesterday. So of course they're all going to keep an eye on each other. Definitely make sure there's not too much separation.
Right.
And it's going to come down to, I think, if anybody's going to push you a little bit harder than you want to, and see if you break first. But, man, just right on screen, we see Matahere Va'a. This is your veterans team right here.
These guys look great. Going at it right here. Nice big smooth stroke.
Yeah, definitely. Just like you said, I can't wait to make sure I'm in top shape just like that because, man, it's just great paddling. The one thing with the Matahina or even any unlimited canoe is really just understanding, kind of keeping that hull speed in that right threshold without forcing it too much and just keeping it maintained without having to work harder than you need to. These boats have
Kind of finding the sweet spot.
right a good sweet spot, but there's even when you pick up the pace, there's another sweet spot that it could hit, and sometimes you want to maintain that for a little bit longer period of time until you can settle back into a more comfortable lower rate without less stress on the body. Again, we call it a sprint because for a lot of these paddlers, 18 miles in an unlimited, you definitely go faster than something that we paddle here in Hawaii, like a Bradley.
And as you had mentioned yesterday, they have they can use all carbon blades.
Yeah,
all carbon paddles.
Yeah, they can use all carbon paddles. Some of the limitations that they have in the VA Federation in Tahiti is different than Hawaii.
Okay.
A lot of organizations have their own specs, if you will, or regulations that they have to follow. But as you can see on screen, all boats have to fall within a certain measurement and within a certain weight limit. So mostly right now we follow a weight package of 300 pounds or so for these canoes that you're seeing mostly on screen. But right now we see, again, your top teams, Shell leading the pack. Inside of Shell on your left is going to be Air Tahiti. Outside on your right, closest to your screen, is Team OPT. That's your 1, 2, 3 finishers there. So, of course, they're going to keep this battle close. They're not going to let anyone run away from each other. And remember, we're going on time. So even if there's a separation of 5 or 10 seconds, it'll matter for just the overall for day 1 and 2. But, man, day 3 is a whole nother beast.
What a great drone shot here with the island of Raiatea in the background. It looks like they're departing Raiatea and heading across the channel to Taha'a. Well, this isn't kind of a real... I mean, it's deep here, but it's not a very sizable channel or space between the two islands, right?
Yeah, and you're not seeing anything like affecting it. As you will see on day number 3 when you come towards Bora Bora, you see a lot more surf on the reef line. You're going to see a little bit more turbulence and action. But right now, this is beautiful. This is considered flat water for anybody that's paddling out in Tahiti. Of course, there is a little bit of texture. You can see there's some little bit of push. It looks like maybe the tide is kind of pushing in just a little, but as they get closer to the other islands, we're going to see if it's going to affect them. But what an unreal drone shot.
Yeah.
And look at that line of
those
paddlers.
first 5 canoes, six maybe even, are really tight to each other. Only a couple of boat lengths left in there, and you can see that, I guess, maybe a groundswell or something.
Yeah, it looks
coming in from their non-AMA side, from their right side.
Yep, you can see that little push of water and the lines coming across.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of swell just being generated coming across from Huahine side. That's some of the same stuff that they were paddling with yesterday.
Right. Yeah, coming into Raiatea, that's something they had. But look at this. And you can see it. They're just attacking their stroke right here, Air Tahiti, and then they kind of go back into this nice, deep, powerful kind of pushing style here. But it's something to take note. You're going to see a lot of that throughout this course. You're going to see a lot of rate changes where they'll pick it up. So they, obviously you don't want to fall too far back from the leaders, and then you want to close the gap up every so often whenever you get a chance.
So is that the kind of thing where, we might recognize down here in Hawaii about, hey, you know what, let's turn it up for a couple changes and then kind of settle back in?
Yeah,
kind of makes guys stretch out. Kind of freshens up the crew a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, and just like that. So on screen, just so our viewers know, if you see that little ticker on the bottom right, it says classmates. That was last year's 2023. Day 1, Air Tahiti got 3rd place. Day 2, they got 5th, and day 3, they got 2nd, which actually gave them overall 2nd place. So again, that's how you can follow on screen. But going back to what you said earlier, Kalai, definitely there is a moment of 2 changes of maybe just being a little bit more on the rate change, bringing up the stroke count, and applying probably a little bit more pressure on each stroke. But here's your course, ladies and gentlemen. Right hand side, there will be exiting out Raiatea here, going in between a little small island plateau, and then as you can see, there's Taha is right now. You can see the entire island of Taha, but that's why there's those small little islands that they got to navigate through before they circle around Taha. And on this back end of Taha, on this lower angle here on the bottom, that's where we might see more of that possible wind factor, if there is any. That's something that we've seen last year. And
pushing them out?
It actually kind of pushes more, if anything, it'll push you in on certain parts, and it'll be windy. But
interesting.
You know what? That backdrop ain't nothing like you ever going to see. It's incredible.
Well, it's kind of neat. They're mostly, if you look at the barrier reef coverage here, they're mostly staying what we would say like in the lagoons,
Yeah.
So beautiful stuff.
Yeah, so just right now, like on screen again, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially just heading outside of Raiatea. These paddlers are going to make their way inside towards Taha. And, right now we're seeing just really great paddling, not too much separation. But, of course, we know that Shell came here to do what they did last year. They're going to try to win this leg.
Right.
So it's beneficial to just keep them close, maybe use them as the gauge. But we do have an update, Kalai. We have an update on the women's race.
Okay.
So hopefully in a second we're gonna bring this package to you of an update. Andrea Moeller gave us some live coverage. So
yeah, she is a member of Team Bradley, but she's sending us. She wasn't there this year to paddle because of some personal reasons, but she said she was there to support her ladies and bring us some live updates. So here you go, mahalo, Andrea.
Little update here. In between the 2 red boats. KOK pushed into 3rd now. And the other red boat, which we believe is Steva, who got 2nd yesterday, is now fighting for 4th. We have a Tahitian crew and a couple boat lengths from Hawaii. Alright, so looks like we are halfway there. And we got Team Hawaii. And okay.
All right, that was a really quick update there from Andrea Moeller. It looked like Team Hawaii women right now are in the lead with Tahitian crew in 2nd place and Kalahui Kai battling it out for 3rd, 4th place with another Tahitian team. Now, remember that Kalahui Kai came in 2nd yesterday, so if they're able to hold their own today, there's a chance, even though if they come in 3rd, they may have an opportunity to still come in 2nd place based upon cumulative or overall time.
Yeah, so just like anything, each day has its own champion. So you still get a podium for 2nd or 3rd, but it just gives you a chance to win the overall time. But again, the women, it's day 2. It's their championship day. They do not have a day 3. So this is all or nothing for those wahine. But thanks for the update, Andrea.
Yeah,
and for those of you that were following the women's race and are tuning in for Hawaii women are currently leading the pack. Looks like they're in 1st and 2nd yet again. And they're definitely putting on a great performance there.
And those 2 Tahitian crews, we're going to guess that's Teva and Ihilani,
right.
Which is no surprise, right? They've done great in every race all the way up to World Sprints and who's been representing them in the V1 races, all that stuff. And so those 4 crews is no surprise to anybody.
Yeah. And then so here we go. We're tuned back into our senior open men Shell definitely putting on a little bit more of a dominance early on.
And here they go. Look at them picking it up. They're trying to maybe pick up some of these little bumps coming around that corner.
Yep. Just
nice.
Beautiful. And look at
in.
how they do that so easily. They just settle right back to a nice clean bait. For those of you that are viewing, watching paddling, and love paddling, this right here can teach you so much about what is done on a highest level and how easy they make it look.
Yeah, it is way more difficult than they make it look. Trust me. This is these guys are serious paddlers from a very young age. They're in their prime of life. They practice like daily and train, and these guys are at the top of their game. So it's again, as in with most sports, the best in the sport make it look the easiest.
Yeah, and 100%.
OPT right behind.
Yeah, OPT is definitely going to make sure to keep Shell within striking distance. They definitely don't want to see Shell create too much separation because all it's going to do is create the time difference is going to shrink for them, and it gives them a better chance for day 3. So the goal is to keep them close because even in day 2, they can make up 7 minutes easily, 2 minutes easily.
Because it's such a big distance.
Right. You're talking only just a quarter mile or a half mile in separation.
And right there.
I definitely will get an update. We'll get an update on who's in third place. That team has definitely put in a lot of effort to maintain within that top 5.
But Shell probably, 2 or 3 boat lengths ahead of OPT. And you can see, folks, look at the amount of boats on the water there. This kind of checking it out and staging and cheering on the racers as they come around this point here. But, man, what a cool sight. You're making paddling a spectator sport. And I'm sure some of them are also watching live on their cell phones what's going on today, whether in English with us or French with TNTV.
Yeah, there's just, the thing about paddling right now is, again, we have David Tapava on your screen right here, the coach as well as the team leader and captain of Shell Va'a.
Man, just being able to keep that pace is incredible. You can see all of these, all the power boats taking off, trying to place themselves and stay near the leaders of the pack here.
Yeah, and then you can see there's, again, kind of a little bit of a course direction. You can see there's some separation. Some are taking that more inside, and they're going to try to get closer to the island as they're going to start getting around Taha. So they're trying to kind of get a different line from somebody else. But we're seeing a little bit of separation. Maybe take advantage of an outside run. If not, I think closest to the island is usually the way to go. That's usually what most paddlers will do. But, of course, we're going to see a little bit of that separation now because we're 20 minutes in. We're probably no more than 4 miles in.
So the advantage would be you kind of stay high into the wind initially and then try to surf down. But you're saying that, common knowledge is that usually just kind of a straighter point tucking up close to Taha'a is better in the long run.
Yeah, I think that would be a better choice for a lot of these paddlers. Following it last year, I think we did see, a little bit of separation, probably within a good 200 yards of one another. But most people try to take the quickest line.
Okay.
But it looks like again, it looks like your veteran men here on your screen. This is going to be your Nunue Va'a team here, Manutea Owen, and a handful of others. They were talking about yesterday how they had a pretty good race. That right now it's just day 2. They got to buckle down and kind of have a really good race for their series. But that was their last year's finish. So they definitely know how to come out and make it to the top 5.
Right.
But their goal is definitely podium for sure.
Looks like the day 2 was their worst finish last year, where they did really good on days 1 and day 3.
Yeah, so I think maybe even that, looking into kind of the strategy side, of how you did last year and maybe figuring out why you didn't do so
and
well.
what are the strengths of your crew?
Sure.
How you play to your strengths.
Sure.
And try to hide your weaknesses, so to speak.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that backdrop, man.
Yeah, just right now. So they're coming, obviously at the basically not even close to the inside of Taha, but they're 33 minutes into their race. They've got at least an hour and a half left to go. So right now, at 30 minutes in, it's more about trying not to create too much separation between you and maybe the leaders, or just making sure that you stay endurance, you don't burn each other out. You still got day number 3. So there's definitely some things that happen when you get into that time.
Kind of try to keep yourself in the game, so to speak, right?
For sure, yeah. Especially if you're coming off of last year. If you're Manutea and you have your crew, you had 12th last year. Let's try to close the gap. Let's try to keep it like top 5, top 10. Maybe even if there's a chance to go for it and just go for the win, do it,
Right.
But it looks like a neck-to-neck battle. We got Team Hawaii and Nui Va'a on screen there for you. This is going to be your veteran men. But, man, just look at that battle. They're not letting up.
Nope.
Neither one of them is going to break. They're going to just try to stick with one another.
And, again, these are the 40-plus crews right here.
Yeah, this is your veterans on screen here. So Nui Va'a got 3rd place yesterday. Hawaii got 4th place.
Okay.
But it looks like right now on screen on your left-hand side is a battle for the leader spot, if you will, for day 2. So definitely a big change from last year.
It seems like Nui is making a move right there.
Yeah, so Hina Raurea taking 1st place in the 40s division, and then Tahitian Paddle from Tahiti Island coming in 2nd. So that would be your veterans 40. But back on screen,
beautiful shot here.
We've got none other than our top leaders of day 2. Obviously, Shell is controlling the lead right now as they are battling right now. OPT on the upside of your screen, and then inside, we'll get an update, but it looks like it could be Hina Raurea.
DDT.
So let me check.
180.
So if it's 180, that's going to be Hina Raurea. They got 5th place yesterday.
Okay.
They are from, the island of, it's going to be the island of Raiatea.
Okay.
So coming off of their homeland, they're going to go out to Taha. But Hina Raurea right there looks like they're battling for 2nd place with OPT. Look, Marama Olsen there on screen talking about his team here.
And right behind them is that
It looked
Tahiti,
like
Nui?
I think that's just Toa Mak, I believe, from
yes.
Bora. But just Air Tahiti is probably just inside of them.
I wonder if there's been a difference in the... And you can see out there in the distance out front
Shell.
is Shelva.
Yeah, and we've seen Shell do this many of times where they just create a commanding lead early and they just never let up. We saw it yesterday. We thought they were in the lead based on the different lines that they took. Obviously, when we converged coming into Raiatea, we saw that we were following one pack, but there was an inside line that was running a lot better, giving them that little edge. But
man, talk about being efficient. Look at that. That is beautiful paddling. Still they're pulling away.
Yeah, what a great shot from the drone here. This is Shelva, your leader for day number 2 on screen. Just looking well informed for today. They've probably put themselves a good 1/8 mile ahead of the pack. And they're just looking to create a little bit more separation. Now, if we look at mileage and we say about a 1/4 mile gap, that means they're going to be a good 2 minutes or so, roughly about 2 minutes ahead of another crew.
Okay.
So right now they're trying to make up time. They were down by 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Correct.
So at this point, as long as they finish 2 minutes ahead of,
they'll be back in the lead.
Right. If they finish 2 minutes ahead of, say, OPT, they will be in the lead. And they'll create a little bit separation for day number 3.
Yeah, looking at their paddling today, it was amazing to me that they weren't able to close the gap at the end of the race yesterday. That, in fact, it was OPT that kind of opened that up, right? They kind of made a bigger distance than they actually had coming into the pass at Raiatea.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments coming in on our Facebook Live, and kia ora from New Zealand, aloha. And just definitely we want to emphasize a little bit more on what we're watching. And for those of that were viewing, I mean, you absolutely can see it. You can see the rate pick up on the small bumps and then just go right back into this nice, clean, relaxed paddling here, and just all of them well put together, and just have a great chance to just create more separation between them and the pack.
Yeah, wow, we're getting folks watching us on our Facebook Live from all over the world. We got Esther Henning from South Africa. We got folks from Austin, Texas, Austin de Royo. We got Holopuni Canoes Europe watching us from Sardinia. All over the place. Good to have you with us, folks from New Zealand. Of course, here in Hawaii, none other than Brother Kalani Vieira, well-known lifeguard from the island of Kauai. How's it, brother? Thank you for joining us here, and hope you're enjoying the paddling. All right, but look at the action there. Look at all those. They're not even support boats. They're like spectator boats, right?
Yeah, a lot of
following the action.
Yeah, a lot of the boats on the outside. Some of them are, just right now, you can see just ton of boats. It's mostly everyone leaving Raiatea that are following the entire crew. Could be family, friends. A lot of the catamarans that a lot of the paddlers are staying on if they're traveling with each other. But right now on your screen, this is us coming towards Taha. They're gonna start making their way inside and around the island. We have about an hour and a half left of this race here. Mm-hmm. Again, like we said, it's going to be over before you know it, but loving this footage here of up close and personal of Air Tahiti. Air Tahiti, again, is one of your top teams that have been paddling for the past few years and creating a great performance over the last Hawaiki Nui as well as this one.
They certainly have had a stretch, as well as at Molokai Hoi here. I mean, they have just dominated over the last several years.
For those of you on screen, you see that big red barge. That is the transportation boat used for all of the canoes. You can see a bunch of canoes on there, but they go port to port. They help support and take canoes from one place to another if needed.
Wow.
But
that's
man,
logistics, bro.
It's amazing. I mean, they can put thousands on there, I swear.
Look at that. Trailers and canoes on racks. Man, that thing is set up. That is just testament to how seriously they take their paddling in Tahiti.
We need one of those in Hawaii because I got some V1s we need to get to every island so we can go race.
Yeah, true that.
So here's your course line again for you guys that are watching. That's the 8-kilometer course right as of right now. They're at 8 kilometers, so they've got, again, about 18 or so kilometers left.
Just a little shy of halfway right now.
Actually, about 1/3 in. So
1/3. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 27 kilometers, so about 18 miles.
Okay.
So we see a little bit of separation. We see more of an outside line by Air Tahiti, and then we see inside of them is Huahine. Huahine taking 4th place yesterday. They're definitely trying to make up some room, but I think they're trying to take advantage of a little bit more outside action. We're seeing a little bit more movement in the water versus that inside where it was less texture. So I think they're maybe trying to look for a little bit of surf here.
Okay, there's the lineup right there as you see it on the top left of your screen. We got Shelva in first, OPT in second, Hina Raurea in third, Popora Te Hoi Manu in fourth, and Huahine in fifth.
Yeah, so again, we've seen this exchange. So Popora Te Hoi Mamu, again, that's going to be Mark Manate and family. And, just they've been having a great performance. They got 7th place yesterday. So, of course, they're trying to knock into that top 3. They also want to, put a little pressure on anybody else that, we're here. And
for
they're
sure.
putting on a great performance right now. And Man, I'm excited for them because, coming from Bora, I paddled a handful of times with the teams down there, and I absolutely love being there. They're great people with, just absolutely giving, and they're small. They're actually really small,
Really?
So
the general stature of their team is kind of on the lighter side.
Yeah, you don't get a big selection like you do on Tahiti. And, it's just like, for me, being a backyard kid or, just from, we call it just the roots, right, Wamanalo. And, we don't really get the pick of the litter, if you will. But guess what? We're coming. And right now they're putting on the effort to go and say, you know what, we can battle.
We're coming, right? Look at them. Very smooth paddling here from our leader, Shelva. They are, looks like they are continuing to open up their lead on the canoes behind them. Probably a good,
half a mile,
yeah,
quarter mile plus.
Mile, yeah.
I mean, look at this drone shot. Take this all in, people. If you're watching, this is what it's all about. This is their Super Bowl of Va'a, and look how much spectators they have on the water. That's crazy, obviously, team boats and things like that, but there's a ton of people that just want to go and follow the race, and that's what you get. It's just incredible to see. Watch day 3. It's going to quadruple, and it's going to be unreal.
All right, we're going to bring in a quick little split screen for you here. We've got a little update video being sent to us from our Hawaii men's crew. This is coming in from Mike Spalding.
And there it is. So day number 2, Kalai, we got the update. The Hawaii men putting on a battle right there in that white and white canoe. They are in 11th place. They're battling for the top 10. They're having a great race right now, and they're not too far behind.
No, not at all. They're right there.
So it looks like it's a good group of paddlers here in with each other. But, again, they're in 11th place.
We just got some reporting that yesterday they had some difficulties on the start with running into a log or some type of debris in the water. They landed up really getting into the race. By the time they did get into the race, were kind of like in last place. And so they fought their way back to, I think it's 18th place.
Out of 42.
18th place?
Hey.
18th place finish yesterday. So actually, we were kind of surprised that they were as far back as they were, but at least there's now a logical explanation to that, and we're seeing them kind of be where they should, up battling to try to get into the top 10. And you look at Air Tahiti Nui catching some surf out there.
Yeah, so Air Tahiti taking advantage of that outside line. You could tell they've definitely are trying to make up some ground as they are probably right around 6th or 7th place of the pack. Again, they took overall second yesterday, so they definitely don't want to create too much separation. But on screen, we've got your Popora Tehoi Mamu right there. Looks like, again, they're still battling OPT for that second place position right now. And this is why I love this part of the race.
Yeah.
Leg 2 is a lot of battling. There's you get to see it all.
A lot of neck to neck.
A lot of neck to neck kind of type of things. But it's really what racing is.
Looks like there's a
about.
little bit of like swell kind of surf that they're finding in here. It's kind of nice. Like they're getting some real smooth extended paddling. Again, a mahalo to all of you that are joining us on our Facebook Live, our YouTube, or on our Adventure Zone Sports Network. Again, we have folks, watching us from all over the world. We got Vancouver, British Columbia. We have Germany. We have folks from Portugal. So aloha to all of you. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully that this our English language simulcast is helping you really understand what goes on for Hawaiki Nui Va'a, and we're gonna make this much more of a global experience for all of the paddlers out there, and just inspire all of you to take your paddling to the next level.
Yeah, and then just again, we're going to be kind of shuffling back and forth, guys. We're going to be watching the master or the veterans 40s and 50s. That's going to be on your left-hand side right now on your screen. The right hand, look at that backdrop of what you get to see.
My gosh, taha'a. Beautiful.
You don't, just when you talk about like untouched natural beauty, I mean, you definitely can find it all over Tahiti, and it's something that should be appreciated around the world because Hawaii used to be like that.
Yep.
And
there are some parts still, but this kind of untouched natural beauty, this typical South Pacific kind of beauty that they're so known for, it really needs to not only be appreciated but preserved
100%, and we just need more people in respect to that. So 100%. But man, just I love this. Look at this battle. Hinaraurea battling it out with OPT, and it doesn't get better than that on races like this because you get to really, really test your skills and your level of wherever you're at. And of course, no matter what crew you paddle for, it's just the idea that you get to go battle with another team and just put it all out on the water.
And OPT, winner of yesterday's leg, they're one of the more well-known, well-recognized crews out there, and Hinaraurea, maybe a little smaller club, but man, just giving it to them, and it's coming out there and swinging with the big dogs.
Yeah, and they come, Hinaraurea comes from Raiatea, and Raiatea has excellent paddlers, they've have, in the likes of some of the most prestigious paddlers in the world. So, I mean, just everywhere in Tahiti, paddling has obviously rose to the level that it's at because of all of the different islands. But they all bring a little bit of something, with them.
For sure.
So it's just really awesome to see. But we're seeing that battle, and it looks like, again,
this is the seniors, huh?
Yeah, this is Hawaii, I believe, again, and also Nunui Va'a here. They have not let up. This is, again, the neck-to-neck battle that we've been watching with the veteran side here. And, man, they are not giving up on one another right now. They are both battling it out. None other than, of course, Manutea Owen there, taking his team and trying to keep the pressure on. Just incredible paddling right now. So they're trying to hold on to that podium position. They were in third place yesterday. Team Hawaii from Raiatea is on the inside of them.
They didn't finish quite as well yesterday.
No, they didn't, but doing really, really, really good right now. Hawaii got fourth, and Nunui was in third. So hopefully one of these teams will pull it off, make that first place finish.
All right, we're going to take you to a little split screen here in a moment, showing some of our Team Hawaii crew right there in 11th place overall, we believe. That's them in the near ground, I think so, right there in a white va'a with a white ama, just on the other side of this.
Yeah, it looks like it might be an Enviropool right there on the inside, and it looks
you're right.
outside
Blue.
of them is going to be that
Correct.
white and white crew. Obviously, if you guys are watching, you've seen that whole big pack of boats following the race. Well, right there is one of our Hawaii team's escorts or trailing boat just trying to watch the race. But you can see it's a big pack of paddlers right there. We've got about 6 canoes trying to battle for that 10th, 11th spot, if you will. So that's what you're seeing on that split screen.
So that was them out there in the outside, right? The third canoe on the outside.
Yeah, and obviously having a much better race than yesterday. Yesterday, Team Hawaii got caught up in the start of the race, hitting some debris, and actually put them in last place, and ended up making their way back to the middle of the pack. They got 18th overall in the open men, so it's hopefully we'll see a good finish today. But
look at this.
Hinaraurea, 5th place yesterday, battling for 2nd place right now, just having a great race. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about 40 minutes in. We've got probably close to just over an hour left of racing. So this is turning out to be, look at, man, they are flying.
Wow, look at it. Just
look at the surf.
Every little bump right here.
Check it out.
Beautiful. Resting, loading up, getting ready.
The good thing about a race like this in Tahi, there's a lot of little downwind, small runs, but enough to just give you that sprint feel. And that's what it is. It's really why you can say it's a sprint race.
Okay, we got another update coming here from a Hawaii crew. This is going to be the women, day 2, sent to us by Andrea Muller. And I think that is Team Hawaii there in first place, still holding on to first place with a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field, as you can see there. Wow, nice separation, ladies, and they're on their way to bring it home. There's the second place canoe, quite a bit back. We're not sure who's in second there.
I think it's going to be potentially Kalahui Kai, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've seen before. But just based on that separation, at this point, unless Hawaii ends up getting some issue, right now it looks like Team Hawaii is absolutely dominating and crushing the women's field. They're not going to be caught at this point from what I see. I've been a part of that type of race with the women when I followed the crew last year. And that type of separation is so hard to catch. Hawaii can just hold on and keep the pace going. They're not going to be caught.
Right. I would be interested to see how far back third place is from Kalahui Kai, if they got one of those strong Tahitian crews on their heels. But it definitely seems like Team Hawaii has established himself a dominant position to be able to bring home the gold in the women's race. But it is not over just quite yet. And here, this is Toa Amok having a nice run as well. Look how quick, man. They are flying. And it would seem at this point, just by what we're looking at, that the Shelva'a is still quite a bit ahead of those canoes. But that was OPT. Looking like they're kind of trying to pull ahead with a little bit of surfing there in the smaller stuff. But beautiful work.
Yeah, definitely. What we're seeing on screen, obviously, we see a little bit more of this down run. You can see the swell is pushed up behind them. There is actually quite a bit of runners that you can take advantage of. Way up ahead, you can see that right now there's been quite a big separation. But Mark Manate, on your screen there for Poporoi Tehoi Mamu on the island of Bora, just an incredible gentleman. Got a cool store down in Bora Bora that you can go check out. I mean, in Hawaii, it's kind of like more like a Home Depot kind of looking thing with a grocery center. I mean, such a cool spot to go check out. And man, Bora is a special place. I love Bora Bora. So
I've not been there, but I've heard only amazing things about it. And his crew having a great run today.
They're having a great race. They finished 7th yesterday. Looking like they could potentially hit the top 3 today in podium. So I know they're just going to put on the pressure and try to, secure some podium finishes.
So in 7th place, they were how many minutes back from the win yesterday?
So they were about 11 minutes off. So you're looking at about a mile back. But, really anything can happen. You can make up a lot of time. And, man, just incredible to watch. But right here on screen, Hina Raurea having a solid race.
Yes, sir.
Catching a lot of good what we would say downwind runs.
Yeah,
where
straight down.
It's just swell right behind you. There's constant movement of the water, and man, just incredible.
Hop on some of these little small runners and just
Yeah,
roll right through. This is great kind of paddling where you can bring it up to get the nose down, drop into a little trough here, and then just kind of see how long you can hold on to that momentum until it's time to jump on the next one. And so Hina Raurea, this is the
classmate
in 2023 they finished in 6th place overall, 2nd in this leg, so probably a great sprinting team. We're going to be right back with more of our live simulcast coverage of the Hawaiki Nui 2024 right after this break.
Of course, it's the number 1 V6 we go to when we talk about the Matahina.
Maybe for Hiwi it's heavy, but for us it's very light, because in Tahiti we can increase the speed, The canoe is more adapt in long distance.
When you are steering, it's like you are able to manage the steer easy. She change her way very easy. I feel very comfortable on the canoe, and I love the glide of that canoe.
It was awesome to see the Matahinas do so well. They glide super smoothly. It's like cutting butter.
Inside in the lagoon or outside and in the ocean, it's a canoe that can catch waves easily in every kind of conditions. This is the best canoe right now at this moment. Yeah.
For sure, the new Matahina is amazing.
Around the world and in every type of water, the Are Tahiti Matahina is at the front of the pack. Get yours at shopoutrigger.com. Zone Media is proud to be celebrating 20 years of Hawaiian Extreme Sports TV, Hawaii's leading action sports program. 10 years of Ocean Paddler TV, dedicated to perpetuating the sport and culture of paddling. Our groundbreaking and cutting-edge live broadcasts have made paddling and surfing spectator sports, showcasing Hawaii's heritage to the rest of the world. Zone Media is the world's leader in Hawaii-based action programming. Let us help you grow your business or sporting event. Why do the top Tahitian paddlers prefer Timi Va'a? It's the way it cuts through the high surf, big bumps, and flat water. It's a V1 that's tons of fun, and it puts more paddlers on the podium. Timi Va'a, fast by design since 1968. Get yours at shopoutrigger.com. And welcome back to the Ocean Paddler Studios, where we're streaming a live feed from TNTV in Tahiti of Hawaiki Nui Va'a 2024. And what an exciting day, too. It's Kala'i Miller here with Micah Kalama at our studio on Oahu as we simulcast this feed from our friends. And look at what a beautiful drone shot on the right there. And on the left, maybe even more beautiful, is a paddling being thrown down by these men from Tahiti. Great stuff. A couple of updates for the folks who have been staying with us. We have two crews from Hawaii in the women's race that are running first and second, Team Hawaii and Kalahuikai. We also just found out that our men's team from Hawaii in the open men's race is creeping up. They went from 12th, 11th, now they're in 10th place, and so they're doing well there. But we continue to follow our leading pack. And Micah, who's out front, and what is what's the kind of the water they're using out there right now?
Yeah, so right now we have like more of a downwind type of swell running behind the canoe. So we're seeing a lot of little surf bumps that are moving in, but of course none other than Shell just creating absolute dominance in day number 2. Slightly behind them and not too far, maybe a quarter-mile separation, but we're seeing Hina Raurea, OPT battle it out for that second spot. And then we have Te Hoe Popora, Te Hoe Mamu coming in as well, just right in that top cruise as well. So we're just seeing a lot of good battles. And day 2 is what we thought it would be. A lot closer, a little bit more intensity, and we're still seeing a very good opportunity for these crews to make up time.
So for some of these top-tier outrigger athletes, we're looking at a time of around 2 hours in the men's race, and that is what we would consider like a distance race, but a sprint distance race. Right?
Yeah, we're looking at 18 miles for people that do all of their distance in miles, or 27 kilometers as you see up on your left hand screen. It's about a 2-hour race, but because of the type of water and the conditions, it allows for a little bit more of that intensity and a more aggressive paddling. So definitely a more sprint day, less requirements as far as maybe conditions. So it just it's more forgiving today than it will be tomorrow.
So, just a bit ago, we were seeing our paddlers are in the lead canoes, kind of catching some bumps, doing some surfing. That's great for them to be able to kind of relax a little bit, catch their breath, stretch out when they're on these swells. And are we still seeing that kind of water right now, Micah? This is some of our top crews right here. This is like second and third place.
Yeah, we're still seeing that same conditions on the backside of this island. Exactly, kind of what's slightly expected here.
Okay.
So we're just seeing again just the opportunity to see a little bit more surf bumps and more attacking on every so often, just to create more separation and stay on little bumps here and there.
And on screen right now is, I believe,
OPT.
our leader, our winner from yesterday. They are in second place, kind of leading this pack of other crews. They're just a bit behind Shell Va'a right now, but our camera boat from Tahiti Nui Television is sticking with this group of a couple of different canoes. It looks like Hinaraurea right there with their purple ama.
Yeah, they had a great race last year. They're no stranger to the podium for day number 2 because they got second last year. So they know if you can manage to stay within a team like this, just gives you an opportunity to say, you know what, we can podium too. So just understanding a little bit more on day 2. The conditions are absolutely ideal. It's considered more of a faster sprinting fun type of direction for them.
Okay.
But you definitely have to take advantage of every bump that you get. And you don't want to be the person that doesn't get on it because obviously it's continuously running. So if you miss one, definitely gear up for the next one. But if you can catch every single bump.
And it's what they talk about, consistency. You know, it's not necessarily how hard you're paddling the whole time, but how consistently you're catching all those little bumps and doing what you can. Consistency over distance.
Yeah, and as you can see right here, we're about halfway into the race. We see that Shell is at 13.7 kilometers again. So this is your halfway mark. They're at 54 minutes. So they're probably just slightly longer than they probably might not get the record for the day 2, if you will. But they have already created a lot of separation between them and
what's beautiful, and you're seeing it here with this drone shot, is just how relaxed their paddling looks. There isn't a lot of larger bump to be had out there for them, so they're kind of getting a nice long big stroke, opening it up, nice big reach, and then trying to capitalize when they do feel a small wave coming under their canoe. Their captain, of course, and steersman calling it out, and they're just able to kind of feel their way down this coastline. And it seems, Micah, like it's kind of that same little downwind run that we were seeing the other crews in, right? Although Shelva, like we talked about, is just ahead.
Right, yeah, same type of run that we're seeing. But we could see all of that separation between them and second place. Obviously, they took a little bit more of that inside course and
you can see
stuck to it. So, but we do have an update. So, of course, we want to try to highlight some of our international teams. Right now, currently, just Hawaii and Japan in there for the men's division. But we do have an update. So we're going to bring you a little update footage of Team Hawaii. Oh, there they go. So you can see them right there in the middle, surfing in that white canoe, just passing by this boat on the inside of them. So right now they went from 11th to 10th place, and they look like they're having a great race today.
This is like a fun run right here.
They are absolutely having a good one.
Of like a straight downwind kind of run from maybe like Turtle Bay into Haleiwa kind of run, something like that, or along Kamalo run on Molokai, something straight down like that. It looks fun, man.
Man, definitely exactly what we would expect from our Hawaii boys to start kind of putting on some pressure, making some moves, and they're having a great race today.
You know, I think they come from Hawaii. They're the only men's crew. There's a lot of weight on their shoulders representing the whole state. They are not maybe necessarily gelled as much as they could be because they come from different teams, different clubs. But I think when they start kind of clicking and start having fun is when they, any crew will start putting it together. And so hopefully they can be getting some of that. But right here, this looks like Huahine Va'aya.
Yeah, and then as you can see, this is going to be the veterans. You can see that they're using the the canoe that's right here on screen. It looks like, just so cool. It's got looks like
cool
a plank
graphics,
bottom, and then, but we call it the well. Another canoe that's used widely in Huahine, and Kevin and them are paddling another boat as well, the well right now on screen. So just there is different boats as well in Tahiti that people do use. But we are currently watching the veterans 40s and 50s.
Nice.
They're 1 hour and 7 minutes into their race. They've got about an hour left to go, and we'll start seeing them cross. But it looked like Nunui Va'a was leading that group. That's with Manutea O in them, and they were in third yesterday, but today they're leading. So we're gonna see how they fare at the end of day 2.
You know, Manutea Owen is a very, shall we say, active, spry, confident, steersman. He's got a lot of game in him. You know, he's always ready to rise to the challenge, and he's a good problem solver. A good steersman will not only steer the boat but lead his crew to reacting to the conditions given quickly and appropriately, right? You know, it's not only how you react, but how quick are you giving the right reaction to the conditions and making that happen quickly.
Yeah, no, just exactly what you're saying, and it's so important to choose a steersman that has that leadership and, you know, that respectable personality in your boat, because it keeps, you know, every crew in check, and you know, you definitely want a steersman that will make a split decision at any given time, and just appreciate the leadership that they can provide. But right here we see, I mean, just look at that, coming really close to this backside. We got people just checking them out right along, spectators right on the little pier there. But right now we're seeing kind of an update of where some of the crews are at. They're at the 15 kilometer mark, so again about 12 more kilometers to go for the finish. So again, they're just coming on the south side of Ta'a and making their way up back to the north side.
You know, I don't know if what you thought, Micah, but it seemed like they were shooting back and forth. Is that shell right there starting to close in on some of the veteran crews?
Yeah, it's a shell just starting to pick off the veteran crews that maybe fell back, the tail end. So if you're watching on screen.
Beautiful church. Look at that. Gosh, man, Tahiti does not disappoint with its view playing, no?
No, just, I mean, what an incredible place to go there, and just, you know, I mean, when you see that, it's real natural. It's just,
it's just, yeah, that's just how beautiful it is. Nobody takes notice because it's like that everywhere. But, you know, here they're starting to pick off some of the 40s, 50s crews, and, you know, as we kind of had mentioned yesterday, I think there's something, you know, even though Chilva is, of course, not in the same race as these 40s, 50s crews, same course, right? But there's something that gets you mentally inspired to be able to like reel in other crews and pass. It kind of it's like a subconscious kind of motivation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, anytime you get next to another canoe, and that's the thing about maybe being in the leader's side, as if you don't have anyone to chase, you are wherever you are, so
right.
You can only stay within that type of paddling ideal.
Right.
But it's always good. You see a boat, you can try to pick them off and maybe create a little bit more momentum and more motivation to keep passing.
For
boats.
sure, you know, and it's a mental game though. It's like, okay, it's like when you're in the gym, 5 more reps. Okay, you count it down. You're getting there. You're keeping yourself inspired. Okay, okay, this canoe got them. Okay, look at the next one. Boom, reel them in, and it just kind of maybe helps to break up the monotony, so to speak, into smaller pieces where you're continuing to get these small successes and keep your mental motivation sharp.
Yeah, and especially because it's day 2, right? Day 2, and you know for a fact, you're like, okay. Day 2, these paddlers have raced this race multiple times. They know the location. They know kind of what they need to do and where they need to be at a certain time. So, of course, they're like, okay, we're more than halfway. Now it's just back end, put it down, and, you know, like you said, just reel in boats, pick them off, work hard. You know, it's great.
Nice work. Looks like it's, that little surf run that they had is kind of starting to fade out a little bit. Not quite as active out there, though there is some stuff. But as they come around this turn to the right, you said they kind of get into a
we've seen it before, right? We've seen
flatter
that
zone.
Yeah, we've seen that downwind run, and now that we're coming around the back side of Taha, you're starting to get a different condition now, right? We went from, say, you're going more on the east end, less like normal, and now you're going to the south and kind of wrapping around.
Right, I'm sure for a majority of these paddlers in the top crews, this is not their first rodeo, right? They know what is there, they know what to expect, all of that. So we're going to come back and get a quick update from some of our Hawaii teams. Oh, from the women, okay. There you go.
We have Team Hawaii. We are almost 14 miles into the 16.5 mile race. Pretty good lead. And second place.
All right, that looks like that may have been Kaloi Kai in second place, not getting a confirmation. It is, okay, it is confirmed. Thank you to our production team for that. But there are some of our spectators. So, again, it's the two Hawaii teams that did well yesterday, Team Hawaii and Kaloi Kai, running again 1 and 2 today. Andrea Muller there mentioning that they're about 14 miles into a 25-mile race, I think is what she said. And so Great day of paddling for the ladies from Hawaii. They're more than halfway through, looking smooth, looking fresh, and we're looking for a continued great performance from them, and maybe even enjoy seeing our Hawaii ladies on the podium. Back to the action with the men's race here. Man, look at that armada, that fleet of spectator boats and official boats just kind of following our top paddlers as they round the island of Taha towards a finish line. And, don't lose the camera. Okay, here we go. Who we got here?
Looks like right on screen is Huahine.
Huahine, yeah.
Huahine was in right around 5th place earlier when we got the update, probably a good few miles back. But again, this is like the battle. This is a small pack here. Looks like they're again battling for like that 5th or 6th place spot, but Team Huahine, who finished 4th yesterday, and just of course always a team that can definitely get to the podium, can put you in the hot seat, if you will, and make sure they put the pressure on. But there's just really good paddlers there, and this team has definitely been building over the past couple of years and putting on really great performances, but none other than Kevin, CJ right there steering his team.
Beautiful stuff. Looks like they're having fun out there in those little kind of following seas, small bump conditions. Yeah, and again, what a great backdrop. Look, crews surfing up on each other. As we had mentioned earlier, the latest update we have is that Hawaii men's team running in 10th place. Not a bad showing from the Hawaii boys today. Hoping for them that they can improve their standing for sure on yesterday and even break into the top 10.
And then, of course, right there battling Huahine is going to be your team, Air Tahiti. Air Tahiti, finishing second yesterday and just trying to make sure there's not too big of a separation for the gap from yesterday because, again, they too had a pretty big lead on Huahine, which was about 5 minutes back of them. So just right now in general is just making sure the gaps don't open up. Obviously, podium is definitely something you want to do on day number 2, but just right now we've just been watching some really good battles. A lot of, like they say, neck to neck type of paddling. And, we love that because, day 2 is really a great day to see that. You really get to see the expertise of the steering, of the type of paddling, whether it's the rate going up and slowing down, and just not burning each other out, because even though we call it a sprint day 2, it takes its toll, because
for sure.
you definitely are putting 2 hours of nonstop power and using all of your oxygen in your muscles and burning it up, and you still got day 3. All right. So again, just had some audio updates, guys. We're just getting some things back up in. So as you were watching on screen earlier, we had Team Huahine and Team Air Tahiti battling it out on that small downwind section as we saw earlier. But again, we are back. You got to view some of the beautiful places right here in Ta'a, and just unreal backdrop for all of these racers. Look at those boats outside Kala'i. There's so many people following this race. You gotta love it.
Look at that. And there you go. There's our leader in yellow right there as the drone zooms in on them. That is our leader, Shell Va'a, making their way towards a finish line. And here you have the standings as far as the open men's or senior division. Shell Va'a OPT behind them. Hina Raurea in third. Air Tahiti Nui Va'a in fourth. Popora Te Hoi Mamu in fifth. And Team Huahine in sixth place. Now, it seems to me, Micah, that Shell has kind of opened up quite a gap on OPT. They need about a little more than 2 minutes or so around there to even out the time and get first place as far as a day 2 standing.
Yep. And you know what? Just in general, we're seeing that Shell creating that opening for day 2. And I said it. Shell's got the ability to do it on any type of course, whether it's a 10-mile course, 12-mile course. In this case, 27 kilometers, 18 miles. They can definitely make up the minute 45 from yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And then actually open up a gap on them as well. So that's what we're seeing. Excellent paddling from Shell. But we've got an update. We've got none other than Baptiste Gossin. He's going to give us an update. He's also the builder for the Ade Tahiti Matahina.
Okay.
So, again, we're going to get an update directly from
the man.
Baptiste himself.
Hi everyone, after 1 hour of racing on the junior, as you can see over there, you see Mataya with the yellow canoe in front, following by OPT, EDT, and Bora Bora. So it's a real fight, Yesterday OPT took the lead, following by Moria, but Moria today has a little bit more back. So everything is open for Mataya, OPT, EDT, and Bora Bora too. So we will see. Up to you now.
All right, we heard it live from Baptiste Gossin himself. Again, that was the builder of the Matahina. Following the race, he's following the first time for Hawaiki Nui because he's always so busy. Got the chance to get on and follow. Just amazing. And what a great person. Baptiste has, just is such a welcoming person here for all of us viewers in Hawaii. Got to really appreciate and around the world what that gentleman has done for the Va'a community. Just really getting the canoes out to a lot of people and clubs, especially some of the clubs that are just less fortunate. We have the opportunity to race in a Matahina, just incredible. But we got the update live of the team Hawaii. Leading, Kalahui Kai slightly behind.
And Kauai Va'a.
Yeah, so Kauai Va'a is battling for third against Ihilani. So, again, Kauai Va'a, Team Nalu, that's Kaina Makua and his
from Kauai.
Yeah, from Kauai and their team. So they're battling for third. It could be an all Hawaii sweep. You never know. And just really appreciate the updates. So, man, just incredible. But we got it live in direct right there from the man himself.
Mahalo Baptiste. And look at this, man, just surfing. This is, that's Manutea Owen, right? Right there in Huahine Va'a.
No, that's CJ.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maunatea is with the 40s.
Yeah, so we had
CJ, Kevin Saran Jerusalemi steering there, and look at them. They're just riding. That is great to be able to conserve energy, get yourself back going.
Yeah, so that battle right there, though, between Huehine and Air Tahiti is going to be a good one to watch. Currently on screen, we've got Pire here, none other than Stevie Teotata, just representing with their crew. Again, Pire did an excellent race yesterday. They got top 10. They were in 9th place. So, definitely it's just always exciting to watch this team race because they've got some incredible talent on there in the likes of Hititua Tarea, another Te Aito champ and winner. Also, you've got other paddlers in there, Darren, Charles Taye, just really, really great paddlers in there. And, of course, that hometown feel.
Oh, yes.
Just a lot of pride coming out of today. And just, man, they have a great team and just great performers.
Pire Va'a. 9th in yesterday's standings with a time of 3 hours and 30 minutes. But it looks like they're going toe-to-toe with Huehine.
Yeah, this is a great battle here, a great race that these crews are having. So, when we were looking at day 2, it's really impressive, right? Because, again, day 2 is considered more of that sprint type of racing. Yet we're still seeing most of those top 10 crews all within striking distance of one another. Just means that the overall paddling doesn't really matter too much on strategy. It really just comes down to picking off a good line potentially and just making sure that you either can stick with a crew or separate.
Right.
I mean, especially on that top tier. There's all like the cream of the crop if you're talking about elite paddling. It's just right there in all of those boats. And then just to consider, all of them individually have their own accolades, whether they've won Te Aito, Super Aito, or maybe other other prestigious races as individuals. And to get put on the same crew, they all have their own styles when it comes to, say, V1 racing. V1 racing has its own. You can start picking off people's styles. You watch enough V1 on each individual winner. They all have a different style, but when you get in a 6-man, you really have to conform to just one type of paddling.
Right.
But the feeling is mutual. So
everybody's trying to just kind of make the blend, right?
Yep.
Definitely flatter water here. This is your leader, Shell Va'a. They are kind of putting it together and just being long and strong here. Making sure that they are turning it up a little there. Just trying to find a small bump, settling back in.
Yeah, and then
beautiful stuff.
As you can see, their classmen last year placements was first in both first and second legs, but day 3 definitely had a lot of challenges last year in day 3. Short 2 paddlers at one point, and then finishing with 5 paddlers and literally almost an hour of paddling with just
4
or 5 guys. It was incredible.
Open fours distance.
It was crazy. I mean, just to witness what happened and the idea that you just put it all on there. 4 paddlers and you're just going for it. And yet still managing to pull out 3rd place overall. Incredible. But here we see right now Shell, again, just absolutely dominating the course for day 2. For those of you that are watching, we're watching Shell picking off some of the veteran 40s and 50s. So don't get confused. There was a start 10 minutes prior. As you can see up on your left-hand screen, the veterans 40 is 1 hour and 26 minutes into their race. The senior men with Shell Va'a leading at 1 hour and 16 minutes. We're going to see a finish in less than 40 or so minutes.
Okay.
We are now about 3/4 way done, and we're just coming around to the update. But again, the women race has been going on. They have, the longest day for them, just over 20 plus miles. It's about 25, I believe. But there's your update. Andrea Moeller, day 2.
looking good. That looks like Team Hawaii, our women in the lead there, looking really strong as they are coming around the corner here. Looks like they're fighting upwind towards the finish line.
Yeah, so there's not much left.
Conditions.
Yeah, there's not much left for these women here as Team Hawaii is absolutely dominating day number 2.
I like to see the reserve power. You see that? They're kind of just like putting it down and really getting into this day 2. And behind them is Kalahui Kai in second place.
Yeah, and then I do believe there was, of course, the Hawaii Junior team as well, and the Hawaii Junior team was winning from what we were told earlier, so we'll get more updates, but day 2, women on the left-hand side, they're coming into the final stage or final area for their finish, and we're about to see them potentially win the entire championship for day 2, so well done from our ladies from
Excellent
Hawaii.
paddling, ladies. Congratulations.
And
they were like nice turning it on, going up into the wind. Looked like they still were looking strong, had some reserve still. So they doesn't look like much of a chance that anybody's going to close the distance on them.
Yeah, and again, it looked like for those that were viewing our women's teams, we had Team Hawaii winning right now, currently in first. Second place was Kalahui Kai. Third place was actually Ihilani Va'a. So it looked like Ihilani was in third, but Team Nalu, Kauai team from Hawaii as well, was battling for that spot. So we'll see what happens as we get near the end. But currently on screen, we've seen some changes. We're seeing, again, our top 3 right now. So Air Tahiti made some moves. Air Tahiti was like around 7th or 8th place about close to maybe 40 minutes ago. Now they've made their way back into 3rd place. They pulled ahead of Hina Raurea.
Yeah, Hina Raurea has been having a great race today, and I wonder if you think that's more of a measure of Tahiti Nui turning it on or Hina Raurea backing off a little bit.
I think it could be a little bit of everything, but we did see Air Tahiti kind of hold a higher line in the beginning. So I think they closed it up, and now we're seeing maybe that potential endurance that Air Tahiti's been known for. They've been known for closing off and closing the gap.
Late in the race.
Yeah, late in the race. But we've also seen them hold like how Shell does. We've seen them push and maintain a strong lead.
Wow.
So right now we're probably seeing that fight to get back into that podium position and hopefully secure back that, potentially making sure they don't get bumped out of second place at this point. And look how beautiful that inside lagoon looks right there. And that's just a little drop off. If I'm not mistaken, that might be on the corner where they also have a pearl farm. But I do know there's a lot of historic reserves and preservations here in Taha. Was able to kind of go and check it out a couple years ago where we got to go up on that near that area. So, man, just incredible to view all of the locations that these racers get to admire. You know what's crazy is you don't really get to admire that when you're racing because you're too busy trying to paddle. But for all of our
enjoying the pain,
all of our viewers get to see exactly where they get to race. And again, conditions are super favorable. But just right now, if you guys are tuning in, we have less than 40 minutes for the finish here. So if you're tuning in, go ahead and share this live feed on our YouTube channel. So Ocean Paddler TV YouTube, as well as our Facebook Live. You can also check us out on our very own sports network called the Adventure Zone Sports Network. It's an app that you can use on Roku, Amazon, or of course your Apple TV. So please tune in and be more than happy to share this with all your friends and family because check this out.
I just think it's cool, like not only what we're seeing, but how many people are joining us from places all across the globe. We had people from Sardinia and Portugal and Vancouver and Germany and South Africa. And so it's kind of neat to be able to have all these people around the world sharing this simulcast in English with us, and we're so stoked to have you, of course, from all over here in Hawaii, but all over the world. Great to have you with us, everybody. And as we see here, moving ahead, it is Huahine and Pire going at it, just trading blow for blow right here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of really good exchanges here. Nice battles of, just pure aggressiveness and strength on small bumps, Just there's not much in the water, but every so often you get like a nice little current runner or a push to the inside because they're paddling relatively close to the island. It's still shallow enough where you're still going to get a little of that shoreline pushes, but I believe this might be actually a different crew. This is a District de Rurutu here. They had a great race yesterday. They got top 15. They're from the island of Rurutu. So the District of Rurutu here putting on another great performance yesterday again, finishing out top 15. Just a smaller paddling club, but been following a little bit of them as well. And again, we have looks like Eric Dean on there and a few other elite paddlers that we've seen. So just representing maybe the hometown.
Oh, it's a big brother in too, huh?
Yeah,
man, look at him give it.
Some good size there, but just really good paddling. And you ever been in a boat where you're paddling with 6, right? Somebody misses the change and, they stop paddling. You don't ever really see that too much in Tahiti or Tahitian paddlers. They're so in sync, it doesn't matter. They're still taking strokes on the same side. It doesn't, affect them as much. But, you'll see that on very novice or inexperienced paddlers. Well, they'll just stop or make a change and, probably talk to the guy, hey, you're on the wrong side. Man, these guys, they've been paddling.
They just go
so good and so in sync. It's incredible. But Pire, just like I said before, just a lot of talent in there, and having another good performance. Looking to crack again the top 10, 9th place yesterday. Hopefully they can maintain. I mean, anytime you can finish in the top 10, especially at this level, is just incredible.
Oh, and here they come right back on their own little runner.
Yeah, so
Wow,
Rurutu was on the inside, and now they're on the outside, but still, it's just incredible. It's incredible battles, and this is what it's about. You get to see the level that these paddlers are at. They're an hour and 30 minutes in Kalai. This is a battle. There's only less than 20 to 30 minutes left of this race, and they're just going toe-to-toe, just nonstop. And you gotta love it. You gotta love that feeling to just go against some of the best paddlers in the world. If you don't get the opportunity, say in a V1 or at a smaller race, because we're all living on different islands, here's your chance. And you just really, really can appreciate the battles that we're seeing on screen. For those of you that have been following us, and you're tuning in on our Facebook Live or our YouTube Live, just right now we are an hour and 25 minutes into our 27-kilometer course here, about 18 miles. It is a 2-hour sprint, day 2, on screen, running that inside
Beautiful
line,
stuff. Look
OPT.
at that OPT, way inside. Little surf run there.
Yep.
They're currently running in 2nd place. Is that correct?
And then Air Tahiti right behind, and you can see.
Wow, Air Tahiti is closing the gap. They're going for it.
Yeah, Air Tahiti having a great run as well because they're coming from behind. They were sitting in about 7th place less than half an hour ago.
That's quite a few places to make up, man.
For sure. And right now you can see this is a strong group of paddlers. They finished 2nd overall yesterday. Okay. They wanna continue to stick into the podium and make their chances of a day 3 finish be potentially in 1st. So still we've got about, again, a good maybe 25 to 30 minutes of paddling to go. So if you want to close the gap, this is when you got to do it.
Yeah, you got to turn it on now. Leave it all on the field.
Yeah, this is your chance to make that opportunity to take over OPT. Catching shell at this point might be a absolute maybe out of the question, but you can still shrink the time.
Correct.
So that would be probably what's going on maybe in the captain's mind. For now, it's, hey, we're in a good spot. We're in second place. We're great paddlers. We know how to finish. Let's just keep going.
But to counter that, Shell is there thinking to themselves, hey, we need to open up the gap. They're going to be pushing as hard as they can. And, you know, like you have mentioned before, Micah, they have no there's no distance where they're not going to be able to push the whole time.
Right, and especially because this course is the shortest course. You know, you probably got some fresh paddlers in there that are willing to put all the effort out on the line. So with that, you know, we have that understanding that probably majority of these paddlers are fresh. So chances are they're just going to try to push it.
As in they didn't paddle yesterday.
Correct. So unlike maybe a smaller crew, such as I believe, like today, for example, doesn't have a full 12.
Yeah, they might only had 8 or 9 guys.
Yeah,
right?
So you probably might be racing twice. But in this case, I think majority, besides the steersmen, will probably be newer paddlers or fresher paddlers. And it gives you the opportunity to say, you know what, okay, guys, give it all you got. You're probably not racing tomorrow, so let's go.
Yep.
This is all
this
you
is
got.
your time to shine, right?
Yep.
This is going to be your whole Hawaiki Nui 24. This is the time for you to get. You've only got, 30 minutes left in your race. Lay it down. All right, we're gonna bring you a live update. I believe we have a quick video of the women's finish. Okay, let's break off to that.
Oh, here we go.
Team Hawaii finishing here.
Yeah, so that's them rounding the last turn buoy here. This is the last turn buoy, and they're going to be shooting in. So it's kind of like a square finish. They're going to turn down, and they're going to pass inside next to the entire...
right up the beach.
Right up the beach. Just incredible. This is your Team Hawaii, your women paddlers here on screen. Man, just incredible stuff.
Beautiful.
Team Hawaii coming in and representing. That's going to be Anela Borges, Monica Escoval. You've got Kristen Foster, Alana Gu Frazier, Coral Mariano, Beata Markin, Andrea Moeller, and Lori Nakamura, as well as Lauren Spalding. Incredible race. That's your Team Hawaii winning leg number 2 and the championship.
You know what's cool about this, too? I want to say 4 or 5 of these ladies are moms.
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah, just...
my mom is, out there winning races. What is your mom doing? This is awesome.
Yeah, so
incredible.
Congratulations to those women. Right there, that was Team Hawaii. Also, I believe coming in second is going to be your women from Kalahui Kai. That's going to be Rachel Brunch, Coral Derbyshire, Angie Dolan, Nahaku Kale. That's Carolyn Setomuk, Lindsay Shank, and it's Dana Yaros. Just wow, that's your women from Kalahui Kai coming in second place. It looks like third place is going to be Ihilani women. That was their defending champions. I'm not sure if they're going to podium because Team Teva was in third yesterday. So it would be probably a battle for that position there for the Tahiti teams, but. Man, just incredible paddling. Congratulations,
ladies.
Yeah.
Well done representing Hawaii first and second there. And we're looking for a great performance from the other couple of crews representing Hawaii, which was Nalu.
Right, so we had Team Nalu, and that had Mahealani Botello, Kristen Dros, Robertina Kalama, Mehana, left child, that was Kaulu, Lu Vai, and Kahia Makua, Kelsey Naiole, Nicole Schroeder, and Sydney Yakalipi. So they were putting on an epic performance. They were battling for third place. It almost was a 1-2-3 Hawaii, but again, just incredible job. We also had another crew representing from Kailua, and that was Joelle Fody, Dara Huben, Heather Kina. That was Carolyn Olsen-Orr, Carlene Ornelas, Cassandra Pocchini, Danelle Silva, Shin Lou Stokesbury was also on that team, Heidi Strauss, and Jasmine Vieira. So just lot of Hawaii women that went down to try to represent.
Yeah, I like that. We need to get a few more men's crews out there next year.
100%. And I think after seeing this, it's definitely possible to put together crews, but absolutely, just seeing this visually and understanding the race and what it looks like is a great opportunity, and for us to bring it live to all of our viewers across the world. And even though English is predominantly the language that is spoken throughout the world, for us to bring that to people gives that little inspiration, man. Like, I want to go down there and battle.
I think it makes this race way more tangible and way more possible for a lot of people.
Yeah, so and then again, just closing out. So that's what a great job by Team Hawaii. So congratulations to all of the wahine that came to represent. But again, that's the championship day. So day two
only
is
2 days of women's racing.
Correct. So women get to race for 2 days, and day three, guess what? Jump on the catamaran, follow the men's race
with some hinanos.
Yeah, exactly.
Some,
and you know that's
konos,
going to happen. If not, they're just going to hang out and stay. You know, so
stay at Taha'a.
Yeah, so great.
Gosh, I wouldn't mind staying at Taha'a. Look how beautiful it is. Coconut trees everywhere.
Oh, man.
Gosh.
You know, so right here, guys, we're returning back to screen. This is your senior men. Shell putting on an absolute dominant performance for day two.
Amazing stuff.
You know, and you could tell they definitely collected themselves from yesterday's race. Day one, you know, coming off third place, really not too far behind. But you know, today, just turning on the jets, putting it right from the start. We've seen them put out a pretty good race start, and they've held the first place for the last hour and a half. So
beautiful work by Shell Vine. Look at them just sliding down that coastline. All the folks there on Taha'a making their way out to the edge of the reef to kind of cheer on all these paddlers and wave to them, and a beautiful backdrop there of Taha'a Island. Very remote, very rural, and man, an amazing place to go and paddle. And it doesn't seem like OPT is that far back right now.
No, definitely not. We've seen the gap actually look like it squeezed in a little.
Squeezed in a little bit, and I'm not sure, you know, if that was part of the strategy by these crews for Shell to come out hard. You know, like you had mentioned earlier, Micah, they like to come out hard and then get a lead, take a lead, and just maintain that. And OPT may have had a little bit of different strategy where they're going to work their way along the course, not get too excited, and then in this last part of the race try to open up. We'll see. I'm not quite sure what their strategy is, but it does seem like they are getting a bit closer. Closing that gap would be OPT.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're probably close to 80% finish of day two. We don't have much left. There's only 5 kilometers left. That's probably about 3 miles, if you will. Not too much more to go. As you can see right there, all they have to do is loop around the backside of Taha. And, you know, just if you're looking at the race right now, you just tuned in. Just to put it in perspective, the top time was made by EDT Va'a in 2013, and it was 1 hour 50 minutes. So right now, if you look at that, we've got maybe a 15-minute potential record breaker. So I would say we're probably going to hit more about the one, you know, just over 155, and so we're going to see a time right around there. So
yeah, it'd be nice to see them break the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've seen some great opportunities with that surf that we've seen on the backside, so a little bit of that downwind surf. But just on screen right now, it looks like, again, we have some boat footage. So we're just trying to see who this is. It's a little bit bouncy because they're just following the crew. But just on screen,
it's a challenge to see exactly who that is.
Yeah, we're just getting to kind of visually see a little bit more close up of these crews. But
could this be 847, 647? Is that there was a Hawaii sticker on it? I'm not sure. Could this be our Hawaii crew? Is
647 is going to be none other than Team Hawaii right there on screen.
Yeah, all right.
So Team Hawaii doing an incredible job right here, as we can see. They've obviously made some
up
move.
Front, right?
It looks like might be Moi Hao.
Oh, Moi Hao up front. Okay.
So it looks like we have Moihao and Tristan. I
There
think
you
1
go.
and 2.
Little surf right there.
But on Real Hawaii coming in, this is, again, the only international crew besides Japan. And from what we understand is they're definitely in the top 10. They're vying for maybe something a little bit closer. But there is the list of all of our Hawaii paddlers here. We've got
Nice.
Rylan, Nick. We've got the Fodies in there, Daniel Chun,
Is that
Avon
Jimmy
Becerra.
steering there?
And yes, it is.
Looks like Jimmy Austin in the back there driving these guys, having a great race today. Jimmy Austin,
Yeah, what a great
Aaron
race.
Norris, Daniel Chun. Wow. Chase Van Ardheim, Rylan Hart, Nick Fody. Some great names in there. Some top Hawaii paddlers. And congratulations, guys. Look like they're breaking into the top 10 and having a good race, man. They're really putting it together.
Yeah, this right here, guys. This team right here had a really hard day yesterday. They ran into some debris kind of on the start of the race. Unfortunately, put them back. They actually fought their way all the way back into 18th place. But right now, they're battling one of the top teams from yesterday. That's Enviropol right there. Enviropol got 6th overall. So it just goes to show, man, Hawaii got what it takes. We came over here. They've got a great crew. They're doing really, really well right now. They're vying for potentially, obviously, the top 10, but maybe they can squeeze that a little bit closer and pick off maybe one more team or so. Not much left of the race, but they look like they're having a great race.
Was there any indication to what place Enviropol and Hawaii is running right now? Not really, huh?
No, we didn't get the placement yet, but for sure we've seen them switch up and get into that 10th place spot. So just really excited to hear a little bit more. I was getting some updates from Chase. He's on the cat on the boat.
Cool.
Basically saying they were battling. They pulled past Enviropol and then just started putting it on. And it looks like they're maintaining that distance between Enviropol. So great battle between them. And, of course, Enviropol has none other than Pat Dolan on that crew as well. So super cool
A little bit of Hawaii
see.
versus Hawaii blood maybe today. Very cool. Interesting to see who might be the other paddlers in like 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, so currently, guys, if you're joining, thank you so much for tuning in. We are trying to bring to you this simulcast footage that we're getting from Tahiti Network. And it's just incredible for us to bring this live coverage for you. We just saw on screen Team Hawaii, Kalai, just putting on a great performance.
They are having a great day today. It's nice to be able to bounce back after a disappointing start in yesterday's race. After catching the news about the kind of challenges they had in the beginning of their race yesterday, and they were able to kind of work their way back to a respectable finish. A lot of folks were wondering at the end of yesterday, what happened to Team Hawaii? Where were they? How come they were so far back? There was an explanation for that. They had ran into some type of debris in the beginning, and it gave them a problem, and they had to really kind of chip their way back and climb back up that mountain to get into the middle of the pack. But really today, just the fact that they're pulling away probably from a crew like Enviropol, who was in the top 6 yesterday.
Yeah.
So they're right there, and good to see the Hawaii boys show a little bit of gamesmanship in them and bite back and get in there. And I'm sure that it's really encouraging the rest of their crew that are watching from the follow boat and kind of giving them a big mahalo out to Chase for sending that update to Micah here. But we're enjoying the performance that our Hawaii crew is pulling out today. So great way to go, guys. And Jimmy, nice to see you in the back there, kind of whipping the boys down the course. So great work, guys. Great work to all of you.
Yeah, we just saw some really good paddling there too from them. I mean, they were getting that downwind surf coming into the last maybe 3 miles of the race. So for sure, not too far behind from the leaders here, able to catch them all on screen. And if I'm not mistaken, they might be showing. We're going back to again Shelva here holding their dominant lead on the pack. But not too far is OPT, and then Air Tahiti squeezing back up into the top 3, just outrunning Hina Raurea. So this is turning out to be quite the battle for day 2.
I love, the juxtaposition of how relaxed they look in certain points of their stroke.
Yeah.
And juxtaposed against how fast they are going. It's crazy to see that moment of relaxation, and yet the canoe just surging ahead when they apply. And so goes to show that you need to have that portion of your stroke that can settle down and then put it together.
Yeah, just watching all of these these paddlers having the race that they're doing, they definitely have been able to kind of settle into a really good pace and just maintain for the rest of the course.
Hey, and there's Olivier.
But right on our screen, we've got Olivier and also his co-host there giving their live feed in Tahiti. They're the ones giving us the simulcast for us to give to everyone that's viewing us on the English side. Going over the course there is 48 kilometers for day number 1, which is about, again, almost 30 miles, 18 miles for day 2, and then the big day tomorrow, literally looking at, an incredible amount of paddling to be done tomorrow with 60 miles.
Oh, they're getting close. Look at that. They're almost to that finish line there. Oh, or is this where they're going to leave from?
They're just showing the day 2, what happened on the depart.
Yep. Okay, right here on the departure there.
Yeah, and then
there's the course. And where they are at right now is...
So this is where the leaders are for the veterans side. So they just started finishing.
The top finishers in the veterans race, the masters divisions, as we might call them.
Yeah, so just on screen, like you were just saying, Kalai, I mean, looking at Shell, it's just straight up incredible to see how much they've created a separation on day 2 when we call it a sprint race. But like we said, 18 miles, so much can happen in a matter of minutes based on conditions, swell. But right now, Shell took advantage of everything. Had a great race start. That downwind surf on the backside, they were able to just constantly create a little bit more of a gap. But, I mean, we're watching on screen. They're just absolutely flying right now. They're actually upwind now, so the wind is blowing directly into their face. This is, it's incredible. You've got a little bit of everything. You've got smooth water, then you've got downwind.
A lot of variety today.
And then you've got dead water, and then now you've just got just wind to your face. Let's go. Buckle down. We've got a couple miles to go, guys.
All right, we're gonna shoot. We're gonna cut away right now to a video that we got of Team Hawaii. Men's continuing to.
Yep. So this
do
is
a good job.
Yeah,
man.
the men's coming into the backside. They're actually really not too far from the leader pack. They're having a really good race. They're still battling in viral pool, and again, we have them in the top 10. Just having a really really good day too, and just well done to these Hawaii paddlers. As right now, man, we got a really great update. Thank you, Mike, for sending in some live footage. But, man, just so good to see. So, right now, right there.
And there's your winners, Team Hawaii.
Yeah, that was your day 2 winners,
Ladies.
Team Hawaii. Thanks for the picture, Andrea. Well done, Wahine. Congratulations on your championship win for not only first place in day number 2 and day number 1, but just overall. Well done. Congratulations. So at this point, so it's 1 hour and 46 minutes for the senior men. We're looking currently the marathon for day number 2, 1 hour and 50 minutes is the record time. Again, I think we're going to see more along the 155 mark potentially. We, again, are at 147. So
not quite a record, but, man, a fast time.
Yeah, just we just probably seen really great conditions. I think if this backside maybe wasn't as windy, we might have been able to see a record. But, again, we just have 2 turn buoys to go around. Shell is coming in to finish. They're going to win this race. Day number 2, Shell is going to get first place as long as nothing happens. But
they still got about 3:20.
Yeah,
it's
going to be close.
It's going to be close either way, but I'm not going to say for sure at this point. It's going to be curious to see how far back OPT is and if they still are maintaining the overall lead in time.
Yeah, OPT probably has no more than 2 minutes of a gap in between. And so I think right now what we're seeing is, again, just coming to that final 2 buoys. It's going to be close, though, Kalai, where you see it's going to be close to a record, but we won't know until they finally get to the end. But for those of you that are looking, the record time is 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 26 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Shell is at 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 55 seconds.
Oh, wow. No, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. They got basically 2.5 minutes.
You know what?
I wonder if they know.
I think they're going to break it.
Oh, yeah? You're going to give it to okay. Here we go. Micah's been right a lot the last couple of days.
I think that Shell has a chance to break it. They're going to take about 30 seconds to get to this buoy and maybe 1 minute. It's going to be close.
I wonder if they are aware, the guys in the canoe are aware how close they are. Maybe somebody was shouting it to them.
They're just telling them, go, go, go.
Yeah,
but here we go.
Are
Are we going to see Shell break the 2013 record set by EDT Va'a? This record's been standing now for just over 11 years. It is going to be absolutely close. So if we go back to the full screen, you guys are going to get to see all the times there. It's going to be close, Kalai.
It's going to be darn close.
And I'm going to say right now on screen that if they can do it,
within their reach.
It's close. It's going to be a great finish. Are we going to see a day 2 record?
The guys in those boats at the corner got to be telling them that
that
they're close to a record.
Yeah,
how's that boat?
That's Shell's team boat. That was Shell's team boat. They're saying
they're yelling.
They're like, you better go. You might break the record. I think they're going to do it. I think it's going to be really close.
They've got 1 minute here, basically.
They're going to break the record.
They're just turning it on.
They're going to break this record, I think. Again, so the record time, guys, is 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 26 seconds. They've got less than 1 minute to do it.
Exciting stuff right here.
All right, let's see if they can do it. This is going to be a nail biter. And, man, this is going to be close.
Exciting. They are just heads down, grinding it out to the finish line. And the finish line is that red buoy right there.
They're going to do it. They're going to break the record
by the slimmest of margins, maybe just
by
less
20
than 20 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Are we going to see it? They're going to beat it by 5 seconds.
What is happening? Wow, exciting. Congratulations, Shelva, winner of
record. They got the record.
Yeah,
they just
by only like 7-8 seconds.
Amazing.
Incredible finish by Shelva, and what a way to push all race long. They separated themselves from the rest of the pack, secured their dominance in the second half, and really turned it on there and have a record. 150.18. 8 seconds by the slimmest of margins, beating the record and taking a first place here on day 2 of Hawaiki Nui Va'a 24. Micah, are you pumped or what?
I am pumped, and I'm pumped to see that gentleman right there, Vairoa right there on screen, and just just incredible paddling. We just saw day 2 just got the record broken, 11-year standing record by EDT set in 2013. So, that record from those paddlers in EDT, just incredible. You must imagine what it was like to race against that team as well. So, there we have it. Shell winning, first place, breaking the record, and probably taking charge. And we're going to see if they separated by 1:45. We're going to see what happens with OPT right here.
That looks like that might be OPT.
Yeah,
there.
OPT and Air Tahiti right in screen on your right-hand side. Second place and third place.
Okay.
And remember, it was 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Yeah, so right now we're like plus 120. Right now, as they're coming into the finish.
Yeah, and they're again at the final buoy as well.
Ooh, it's going to be darn close. It's going to be almost even.
Yep.
They're within just a few seconds of each other, less than a minute, as far as overall standings after 2 days of racing.
Yeah. So just well done. We're seeing. So it looks like Team OPT coming in second place. They are actually still going to hold the lead by the slimmest of margins.
Yes.
And then Air Tahiti as well coming in third place. So there's your podium finishers.
Yeah, sailing canoe finishing with them. Pretty cool.
And cool to see the Holopuni coming in as well. Hina Raurea coming in right now in fourth place. I have a feeling today we'll finally get to see, if we cover the top 20, we're going to see Hawaii come across very shortly. So for those of you tuning in and watching Hawaii, Hawaii is potentially in the top 10 for day number 2. We just saw an incredible day of racing just now.
Wow, that was – it is always a treat to watch some of the best paddlers in the world break a record. I remember watching them break the record at Molokai Hoi.
Yeah.
But Chelva, just an amazing team of paddlers. They're shattering the record by just the slimmest of margins. But, man, how cool is that?
Yeah, and then Huahine coming across right now. So Huahine coming in and rounding off the top 5. Man, just incredible paddling we've seen. It looks like potentially Popora Te Hoi Mamu right there. I believe if they haven't changed too much, that's going to be your team right there coming in behind Huahine. Obviously, haven't been able to see the up close, but I believe that is going to be them. That was Popora Te Hoi Mamu. I think we had an interview by Mark Manate earlier with the team, but just incredible stuff.
Another Holopuni coming in there.
Yeah, the Holopuni's just like, man, they start 40 minutes later, come ahead, almost beat the entire crew.
The power of the sail.
And then right here on screen, sorry guys, we don't have the up close view of these crews coming in, but potentially another Bora team, or it could have been Pire. So
I see a white on white there.
You know what? We might actually be seeing a Hawaii team coming off top 9 potentially right here.
Wow.
And it does look like that's your team from Hawaii right there.
Yep.
Man, just coming in and putting in.
Yeah, it might be Mr. Austin in the back there. Kind of looks like it might be. And we'll be able, if Enviropol is kind of close on their heels, then that very possibly could be them.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say that was the Hawaii boys that came across just now. Looks like they just finished in around 9th place. But we can't be official, so we'll get some updates. But just on screen, you can see this is your Hina Raurea team. They had a great racing start.
They had a great race.
They were kind of in the 2nd and 3rd place, right around your 45-minute to 1 hour mark. Mm-hmm. And then we've seen a little bit of change as we neared Taha. So just awesome to see. But it looks like Enviropol coming across on your right-hand side, and then a whole pack of canoes.
Might be some of the 40s and 50s mixed in there as well.
Yeah, so again, just a big hats off to all of these finishers on day number 2, because, man, that was a battle from so many racers. Just incredible stuff.
Definitely looking forward to see potentially Team Hawaii mentioned here in the top 10. Shortly, the Hawaiki Nui Va'a and Tahiti Nui TV will be able to place the next 5 finishing crews on the bottom of your screen there. Yesterday, they were giving us the times and the splits on the top 10. And so, as you had mentioned yesterday, man, the times between 1 and 2 and 3 are right there. Yep. I'd be very I'm looking forward to see where they stand after 2 days of racing.
I would say just right off the bat, it's a restart.
Right there.
It's a restart. Yeah. Day 3, it's anybody's race no matter what. It's not going to come down to the seconds as so much for day 3, because the distance is quite large. Mm-hmm. But like a day like today, it just creates that excitement, that extra I wonder what if. Yeah, that just incredible racing today. I love day 2. I mean, look at how much boats are there.
Oh, what a beautiful spot. And they got that great little beach inlet there to bring the canoes up and stage them there in the lawn. What a great place to have a finish of a canoe race. My goodness. Wow.
Yeah, this is, again, just what a great place. Look at that sandbar out the back. It's just this bright fluorescent blue. And, you know, you got this deep, dark water. And, you know, just what a great place to finish a race. You know, the good thing about it is it's less than it's right before lunchtime, you know, so they got a good amount of time to just get some rest.
Right, and recover for tomorrow.
We'll get up early tomorrow. It'll be a bright and early start. 5 hours.
Because it is such a long day of racing.
You know, of just an Ironman, you know, so. But right there on your screen, that's your top 5 finishers. We've got Shelva, Team OPT, Air Tahiti, Hina Raurea, and then, of course, Team Huahine. But I'm excited to see what the final placements were for the top 10. It looks like potentially Hawaii might have broke that 9th place, it looks like. So we're about to see. But well done from all of these paddlers, man. Just incredible racing.
I really enjoyed it. For me, the great part of the race was just that kind of little surf run between about 2/3 and 3/4 of the race, you know, before they kind of rounded up into that other backside of Taha'a. Was kind of neat to see those crews that were able to get the bumps. And, man, the competition kind of really stepped up at that point. A lot of crews recognized this was their opportunity to kind of pull away from the crew next to them or catch the gap between them and the crew in front. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah, you know, just exactly what you're saying, Kalai. Just the chance to, you know, have a little bit of surf, you know, work hard in maybe some of the flatter condition side. And then, of course, that, you know, that final stretch, that upwind, man, like anybody that's raced, right?
Tough.
Anybody that's raced, it doesn't matter if it's for 500 meters. Just upwind gives you that extra grind and like, all right, once you finish,
it's like coming in into Hawaii Kai during a one-man race, or, you know, the Napali coast, they got that last section into the wind there sometimes. That's rough. But man, again, I think for me too, one of the highlights was seeing our women from Hawaii do so well today, and building on a great performance yesterday. But really, I mean, congratulations to all the ladies, especially out there, Lauren. Now just adding another, you know, world championship to her list of accolades. You know, a lot of those ladies from Team Bradley, including Alana and Kristen and Lori Nakamura steering them. What a great job by all those ladies, and they certainly did deserve it.
Yeah, and then just in general, you know, just the fact that day 2, we just witnessed a record on day 2. Just incredible.
Cool.
Like, come on, man. Like, get to call that and just witness a record after being standing for over a decade. Just unreal.
You know, and they weren't much off it yesterday either.
No.
So you know, the performances have been exceptional today. At the bottom of your screen, you're seeing the winners in the 40s as Hina Raurea Nui in 2nd, Hawaii in 3rd, and Air Tahiti in 4th.
Yeah.
Great race by them there.
Yeah, so again, starting to filter in. We're starting to see some finalists come in. They're finishing day 2, but just well done from all of these paddlers. And, you know, dude, be smiling after sprinting for 2 hours, man.
Oh, my goodness.
You just got to appreciate, like, how much effort that we get to see on the water. And
he looks spent. That brother gave it all today. Of course he did.
And it looked like a team from Bora. They didn't get the update. I'm sorry, we missed the name. But in general, you know, just witnessing this finish. I mean, we're going to see tomorrow, you're going to witness probably one of the best finishes ever from any location. And just that idea of, you know, having to paddle for 4.5 hours to 6 hours just seems like a feat all in itself.
Yeah.
But these guys have paddled now probably upwards to just about 5 hours now, you know. So you've got 3:30 yesterday.
That is a lot.
Hour 50 today. I mean, you start kind of putting it together. You're saying, okay,
It's a lot of mileage.
we got one more day. All of these steersmen, majority of them, again, usually steer all 3 legs. So they're doing, give or take, 11 hours of paddling in 3 days. So
Wow.
Just really, really cool to see all of these canoes coming in. And look at that. Oh, man.
All the boats. What a idyllic location to have a finish for a canoe race. Incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Again, for those of you that are viewing on our Facebook, our YouTube, or any of our apps here, just really thank you for tuning in. Again, we're trying to bring to you this simulcast coverage. This coverage is coming from TNT TV, so Tahiti Nui Television. Olivier and the crew, big mahalo for having us host this in English here at the Ocean Paddler Studios here in Oahu. But, man, we got to see some great paddling. We're seeing an interview on the left-hand side with Enviropool. Enviropool got 6th place yesterday. It looks like they're rounding off potentially in the top 10.
Okay.
They had a great battle against Hawaii. And, man, it was just really cool to see. Also, I believe, again, that's going to be a crew with none other than Pat Dolan is on that team as well. I'm not sure if he's raced today or if he's racing tomorrow. But,
Okay.
I mean, everybody in Hawaii knows Pat is an absolute beast. I mean,
He's the man.
Just coming off of, again, he had a world champ for the Molo Solo.
Mm-hmm.
And, just seeing the other Hawaii paddlers. I do want to know how the Japan team did. I didn't get a follow-up, but based on what I've seen, I know they were on maybe they actually were, I believe, 41st out of 42. But, man, to come down from Japan, probably have some of the least experience in type of water that any Polynesian feels. I do know they've come to other races, even at the likes of Molokai, maybe jumped on with a different team. But, man, to go somewhere, paddle, 80-plus miles somewhere, just incredible.
That's far good. I mean, and what a way to take your paddling in your zone to another level, but coming to a race like this and just experiencing it and all the lessons and things you can learn, relationships that you build that you can take back home and build upon.
Right. And for those of you, again, tuning in, you guys, thank you for witnessing something incredible.
It's been great to share it with them, man.
Shelva breaking the record. That's for leg number 2. So day 2, we had a record-breaking race. We've got to see, how close day 3 is going to be in relationship to the time accumulated. But your first, second, and third haven't changed really. Just the order got different.
Yeah,
so
it's still those top 3 guys.
Yep, top 3 is going to be, again, Shell, Team OPT, and Air Tahiti. So just incredible paddling and just really awesome to witness and see. And just right now we're just waiting to see if we're going to potentially get an update of the top 10. For those of you that tuned in and are trying to find out what happened with Team Hawaii, well, today they had an incredible performance. Today we're looking at a top 10 finish.
Yes.
And we just saw some great surfing footage from them. I mean, for them coming across inside, looked like the battle was between them and Enviropool, and just the absolute pure sprint race for day 2.
Oh God! And you really nailed it this morning, saying that it's going to be like 2 hours of sprinting, and really it did not disappoint right from the get-go, man. These guys came out of the blocks hard, especially Shelva'a. Within the first 20 minutes, they had opened up several canoe length gap, making that statement and holding that lead into the second half of the race, getting that great little surf run, and then as they came into that finish there, just pushing hard, and it all paying off with a world record-breaking finish.
Yeah.
Beating the record by only just 6 seconds, but it's still a new record. It's not by much, but it's a new record, and it's impressive to see and just a joy to watch.
Yeah, and then, just overall, because this is a 3-day event, every day is special. It's not just the paddling itself, but location. You get to come into a place like this at Taha and really experience every island as a racer, but as a viewer, I mean, just look how incredible this was. And it was so great to see because we were so close to the island the entire time. Just the visuals. Tomorrow be absolutely different. We're going to be in the middle of a channel. Just like as if you were following Molokai. I mean, you don't see an island for hours, you know, and then you finally are like, okay, we're almost there, but then you're not. You know,
it takes quite a while to actually reel in that next island.
Exactly.
You can see it, but man, it's just far,
right?
And it takes longer than you might think, and so that plays into part of the mental game, especially when you're looking at a crew that's going to be doing this race iron. Yep. And several of these paddlers, in particular the steersmen, who will have raced, like you said, all 3 days over 100 miles of racing.
Yeah, I think just under that. It's like
under 80 something.
Yeah, about 80 miles. Okay. But just in general, just the fact that you know, we get to have seen today's race with all of those exciting battles is something that I really enjoy. We got to see, you know, OPT duke it out with Hina Raurea for a little bit, and then all of a sudden Air Tahiti is back, you know, in 7th place, and now they're in 3rd in just a matter of, you know, half an hour.
That was impressive. That story of Air Tahiti Nui kind of collecting themselves and answering the call to battle back into the top 3, that was impressive.
Yeah, so that kind of separates everything. OPT will continue to hold the overall lead, followed by Shelva'a and then Air Tahiti. So I think we're going to see, again, OPT securing the first place for now, and then Shell closed that gap. I think they broke the split between them and Air Tahiti today, but of course we won't absolutely know that until they accumulate all the times in the runoffs. But
I'm also really interested in seeing once they round out all of the placements and the times and the top 10 overall. But really quick, I think we're ready for a quick little highlights that we've put together from some of today's racing to bring to you, and hopefully it includes some of our Hawaii women and Hawaii men and just great action from today. So let's cut to that Hawaii specific recap of today's race. And here we go. Day 2. Uncle Mike Spalding sending us some video.
Yeah, so this is your Hawaii men on screen there. This is early on in the race. This is when they actually go from 11th to breaking almost that top 10 spot, if you will. And they've had a bunch of little battles with a handful of crews out on the water. But there
nice
you see them.
Surf.
Incredible.
Look at that. Yes.
You could just tell they were just having a really
Look
great
at 5
race.
helping there. Beautiful work.
Yeah, this is, again, just a highlight of our men's from Hawaii. And then that's that battle with Enviropol there that you see. This is them kind of working in to get into that top 10 position. And, man, just look at that. Just what a great backdrop. Nice. And, you know, just this is a little bit of that side chop with a little bit of push. Still some downwind for them. But just overall, just, wow, really good job by our men from Hawaii. Again, having a really good performance today. And this is an update. This is our women.
Yep. This is Team Hawaii here coming into... Or just know this is a certain leg, and then you can kind of scan back. Mahalo, Andrea Moeller. And this is, I think, Kalahui Kai back here in 2nd place. The two Hawaii teams able to finish it with a 1-2 as they did yesterday. Here is our ladies from Team Hawaii again. A lot of the Team Bradley girls with some others mixed in there, and so kind of representing the whole state.
Yeah, they had again, as you guys have known, and again, we're just doing the highlight. They won yesterday, they won today, and they are the overall champions of Hawaiki Nui 2024. Team Hawaii, big congratulations to these wahine. Showed up, put it all out on the water, and are walking away with some hardware.
Yep, they showed up and blowed up. What a great feeling to to travel to the home, really of this type of outrigger paddling, and to be able to just represent your home really well and amazing. And these ladies truly represent the whole state. There are some from Maui, Oahu, Kauai Island, all over. And so congratulations to them on a fantastic performance today.
Yeah, they had a great race, man. I mean, just the fact to show up to Tahiti, not have, as much time in Tahiti potentially, but for many of them, just the first time for, again, Kalahui Kai coming in second place. And again, just what a great job by these wahine from Hawaii. Also representing another Kauai crew and team and another mix of Kailua.
Nalu.
So 4 Hawaii crews, absolutely trying their best to put it all out on the water and just representing Hawaii, and a great performances by all
Way to
of
go,
them.
ladies. Way to go, ladies. And I noticed there, as I have many times watching them race, Lauren Spalding, arguably the best female paddler in the last decade on the planet. She sits number 5. And new paddlers, a lot of times they're going, seat 5. I don't like being in 5. That's the maybe not the best paddler in the boat. But every seat matters. Every seat matters, and good on Lauren for making it happen. And so we're gonna look.
All right, we're gonna get the update. Here's your senior men. All right, so overall, this is going to be the general. This is the overall. So Team OPT is still holding on to first place. Shell is in second. And,
slimmest of margins, 8 seconds.
Yeah, so these are the splits. So overall, they've been paddling for 5 hours and 10 minutes for 2 days worth. It did look like Hawaii on day 2 might have got that 8th spot. So unfortunately, it was real quick, but this is the overall standings currently now.
After 2 days of racing.
Yep. After 2 days of racing, this is the overall standing.
Yep. And so in blue is their total accumulated time, and to the left of it in the white numbers is that's how far they are off the leader.
Yep, that's correct. That's the split time. But I assume we will probably get an update list, but man, just incredible racing that we saw today. Day 2 in the books. Man, I'm excited. Day 3 is really the challenge. Day 3 is the grueler.
It's a big day.
Yep.
That's the big day. That's some real, bare knuckle, toe-to-toe, fisticuffs kind of paddling. So looking to see that. We're going to take a quick break here to thank our sponsors, and we'll be right back with a little more info and recap of Day 2, getting ready for Day 3 here at the Hawaiki Nui Va'a 2024.
For me, it's a Ferrari, this canoe. The V1 teaches you a lot. It can be a boat for beginner because when you're beginner, you don't expect nothing from a boat. You will learn with the boat. So the Marara is a boat for everyone. It's a boat who can increase the glide very high. You can, in 2 or 3 strokes, you can improve 1 or 2 kilometers. So that's why I love the Marara.
Allow us to help you grow your brand and expand your business by reaching Hawaii's giant outdoor sports and ocean enthusiast demographic. Zone Media Advertising specializes in television commercial production and campaigns, social media content production and distribution, drone and video production, cutting-edge live productions, and more. With over 25 years leading Hawaii's action sports market, give us a call to find out how we can help you grow your business.
The Miko has made me a better paddler. It helps you read the wave even better because you're on that wave for a longer period of time without having to think as much. Yeah, having the Miko be a little bit bigger and wider in the cockpit actually is nice to be able to move around and situate yourself different. It gives you an option to be able to be more versatile in your seat. It kind of reminds me of a longboard. It stays on the wave, it's easy to ride, it's super stable, so it's friendly for beginners or expert level. There's nothing like the pure paddling performance of RA Tahiti rudderless canoes.
And we're back with the live coverage of 2024 Hawaiki Nui with me, Michael Kalama, and none other than Kalai Miller.
Oh, bro, that's the potty boat right there. Taha'a Discovery. Look at them. They got their tutus on. They get their...
Reja. It's one Raja.
It's Magic Mike there on the front. Go get him, brother. All you. Do your thing.
Brother is having it. All right, guys. We're going to give you an update. Guess what, everybody? So it looked like they said Hawaii got 6th place for day 2.
Wow. They kind of really turned it on there after a while, huh?
Yeah, so I'm going to get the official update. I mean, I did see Te Hoi Mamu and a few others, so I don't know if that's accurate, actually. But somebody chimed in, 6th place. I think it might, we've seen a few others after Huahine, so I'm not too sure that was actually Hawaii.
Yeah, that's Per Bleckfeld tuning in with that 6th place finish and a 154. He's a retired firefighter. I think he may be down there following the race and checking it out. So he's we're going to see if he's correct. Right, as we look for confirmation from our screen. Hopefully the gang at TNTV will be able to run up the placements for today, the classements as they see it. All right, looking good right here. They're getting some interviews with some of our senior paddlers. Are, as they would call them, the veterans there in Tahiti. And so it looks like they had a great race, too. What a beautiful day of racing for everybody, man. It is a killer place to be able to finish a race like today. And is this the takeoff point for tomorrow's race, Micah?
So
this, relocate the
no, so they're gonna actually come out outside, and they kind of paddle up just a little bit, and then they stage them outside. So it'll be all the boats get stored in, then they'll paddle out around the corner, and then get ready to go once again. But just really, what a great location and place to be. Look how much support. Like where can you go to go and store like 200 plus canoes with, thousands of people coming on to just witness this last departure for day number 3. So for those of you that have been following us, again, thank you for tuning in. If you want to see more exciting paddling tomorrow, day 3, make sure you share on our
Stick with us, man. Stick with us.
Share on
We're still waiting on confirmation for Team Hawaii, but, man, it would be awesome to see them in 6th place overall. It'd be super cool. Yeah, so we're are we getting ready to call it a day yet, boss? Okay, sounds like we definitely wanted to wish everybody a happy Halloween today.
Yes.
It's that festive time of year. I don't know if they celebrate Halloween so much down there in Tahiti, but everybody up here in Hawaii and America, we certainly do. So again, join us here tomorrow, as Micah did mention, for continuing coverage of Hawaiki Nui 2024, our simulcast with video provided by Tahiti Nui Television. Big mahalos out to them and the gang from Hawaiki Nui Racing Association. They kind of made this all possible. And, of course, the support from Are has been phenomenal, making this really possible. And it's been a joy watching that Matahina just work out there. As we had talked, of the 40-plus men's entries, there's only a few of them that are paddling something different, and it's really got to be a telltale on how well that works there.
For sure.
So we're going to be bright and early again tomorrow. We started a little bit later today, right? Because it was a shorter race. Tomorrow is the longest leg of the Hawaiki Nui, and so we're going to be starting bright and early. What time, boss? What time we got to be rolling in here?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to know what time we'll be live, check our Facebook. But hopefully by the it'll be by about 7:00. Hopefully, right about that time.
It's going to be an early start, so we'll probably be rolling out
through your second cup of coffee
for sure.
and rolling out to work or to school or wherever you got to go. Take us with you.
Yeah, send us some coffee.
We're going to need coffee and donuts tomorrow for sure to make it through. But it's been fun, Micah. Again, a quick recap of today, brother. What do we see?
We just saw incredible paddling. So just a real shout out. First race of the day, basically Team Hawaii for the women's side. Team Hawaii women and Kaluikai coming in first and second.
Yes,
overall becoming the winners of the Hawaiki Nui for the women's side. Our juniors also had a great race, but none other than Shell dominating day number 2, a world record record as well. So, I mean, just incredible.
The neat part is that after 2 days of racing, those top three are so close. Shell, Tahiti,
Air Tahiti and OPT.
And OPT are still like just so tight that it's really anybody's race tomorrow. And like you mentioned, it's almost like a reset. Okay, these 2 days don't matter. We're starting at 0, go.
Yep.
So that's going to be really exciting to watch. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a lot of paddling, and we'll be stoked to bring it to you all here in English, doing our best to translate to all of you. So, Mahalo, you're going to find us on our Facebook page at Ocean Paddler. You're also going to be able to check out our YouTube feed. That's been great. We're getting a lot of people out there. Also, you can check out at any time Adventure Zone Sports Network. This is where we air not only our live broadcasts, but shows that we've had in the past are cataloged there for you to reach out and check out anytime. And you're going to find that on your Roku, your Fire, or your Apple TV. And so we're excited to be bringing it to you tomorrow. Everybody have a happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Are we going to do this?
We're going to do this.
All right, gang. Hopefully you can hear us. It's kind of echoing in my headset, but I'm Skeletor.
And I'm the
other Skeletor. Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Day 3, Hawaiki Nui Va'a. Hoi pa.